Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 401 live. Welcome back to the late night place to be, the most must-see show on Twitch TV, and of course we are forever and always, first and foremost, the most electrifying wrestling promotion on the planet, and the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. Welcome to WCW Starrcade. It is the final episode of the final push week, and of course we are heading into tomorrow night's Halloween Havoc, the second annual Halloween Havoc, the biggest fall blockbuster for 2022 here at TAV. It is going to be absolutely electrifying. Three brands going to battle over supremacy at bragging rights, championship gold. Tomorrow night is going to be absolute fire, a thrill ride. So hang on to your seats because it is going to be one hell of a night. But tonight, we've got some faction wars, we've got some rivalries rearing their ugly heads, we've got some OGs ready to go to battle, and we're going to talk about that in just a few moments because first and foremost, that is going to be kicking Halloween Havoc off with a bang, an explosive main event tonight. And again, we'll talk about that in just a few moments. We got the dirt sheets, we've got some lists for Between the Ropes. Woozy will not be with us tonight. He's got some affairs to take care of before he returns to the broadcast booth. We'll hopefully see him back live with Boss and I, and of course the great Glenola next week. But before we get to any of that, we're going to invite our co-host with the most. We got two of them. One is going to be just a little bit delayed. They're just taking care of a few things before they as well join the broadcast booth tonight. But joining us right now live, episode number 401, WCW Starrcade, from Team Boss Apollo, it is Boss Apollo. Welcome to episode number 401. Boss, what's new and exciting? What's crack-a-lackin' tonight?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good.
Do anything interesting today? What is today? Today is Saturday, yes?
Yeah, I do. I went to work.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you work today?
You went to work. Then
yeah, you did, eh?
My mom, how she was doing today, so.
Right.
Other than that, I already do nothing really that's work, and then checked my mom, came home, and watched TV for a little bit. That's about it. I already do nothing constructive today, but
just kind of a chill day.
Yeah, basically it's a chill day.
Yeah.
Not too bad at work.
Did you happen to watch any Halloween Havoc tonight?
No, I get a chance to watch another day.
No, yeah. So I watched a lot of it. I mean, I'll probably finish watching it at some point later on. It was a solid show. I mean, the only match I really didn't enjoy up to the point that I saw it anyways, and there's going to be no spoilers here, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm not going to say who won, who lost, but the only match I did not enjoy was the casket match. To the point where I got to.
Well, who had that? Who went to the casket match?
What's his name? He was fighting, God, now you got me on the spot here. I actually forgot what we're talking. The casket match. Apollo Crews and damn it, his name. I can't remember his name. Hold on, I'll Google it. I don't know why I can't think of it. But it was. I just did not enjoy the match. Yo, the anime god Jay North. What's going on? What's crack-a-lackin'? Thanks for popping in. Welcome to episode number 401, sir. This is our final night before Halloween Havoc, which is tomorrow night is our second annual Halloween Havoc. It's a huge night. We got three brands all to go into battle for championship gold, bragging rights, and supremacy. It's going to be a good evening. Glenola is in the house, already opening up the betting lines for the evening. The anime J North says, Walter. Get them open. Yes, I will get those open. Glenola is, as soon as we start the show, really no point in opening the betting lines before the show starts. That's kind of weird. But anyways, the anime god Jay North. I mean, no, he didn't fight Walter. Just a second. I will answer the question here. I don't know why I can't think of his name. It's ridiculous. I just watched the match not long ago. Grayson Waller.
He knew. I don't know.
Grayson Waller. Well, no, he's not new. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name. For some reason, I had another name stuck in my head, and I knew it wasn't it, so I had to look it up. But anyways, that was the only match I really didn't care for, to be fair. So. Oh, Waller, not Walter. Okay. I read it wrong. I apologize. Appreciate that. But yeah, Waller, again, it was a solid show up to the point that I seen. I shut it off, obviously, to start getting the show ready for tonight. But I watched up until the segment with the two tag team champions beaking off to one another. So I watched the Apollo Crews match, the casket match, and it just, for me, it just fell flat for me. But the rest of the show so far was good, and I'm sure after that was going to be, because Braun Breaker still had to have his match. That was going to be phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to watching that matchup. I didn't watch the whole show, but what I did watch was quite good. And again, that was the only match that fell flat for me was that one. Jay North, did you watch that match? What did you think of that match, if you did? Out of curiosity. Because you haven't watched it, obviously, boss. So, and Glenola, I know he has not likely watched it. Woozy likely has, but he is not here tonight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he watched it.
Yeah, so Woozy's, he might be in the chat room at some point, but he's taking care of business outside of the world of wrestling tonight. And potentially for the next few nights. 6 out of 10 for the casket match. Yeah, I would have said more like a 5, but yeah, that's not too bad. I can tolerate a 6. It definitely could have been a lot better. Because here's the thing, I actually thought the match started out strong, and then just for some reason, I don't know, it just fell flat from there out. It just was, I didn't find it that good of a match. But in any case, again, what I saw besides that, very solid. So anyways, we'll have a quick look at the dirt sheets here, see what's going on. One thing I wanted to talk about with you, boss, was, a couple things, actually. First and foremost, now, this is from ringsidenews.com, and it was published by Subajit Mukherjee. We've read lots of articles by Mukherjee, but it is CM Punk's WWE return is more likely with Triple H in control. Now, before I read that and see what it is they're going to discuss, what do you guys, I can just imagine what Glenola is going to say. So I'm going to ask Jay North and yourself, first and foremost, because Glenola is going to tear him apart as soon as he gets the chance to either type or say something. So, what do you guys think of the potential return of CM Punk to WWE? Aha! He beat us shitballs. We didn't get to that quick enough. Flush BM Punk. What do you think, boss?
Me personally, I'm not a fan of CM Punk. And me personally, I hope that the WWE don't bring him back, because he always thought that he was big. He always thought that he was bigger than the company.
Janor says no, thank you.
Yeah, like
I agree.
I'd rather for them to bring back like somebody else other than Punk.
Me too.
I've never been a fan.
Besides, how long before he does the same thing again in a different manner, you know?
Yep, I agree, yep.
A different variation of the same soap opera story. But I mean, I'm a little biased as well, because I was never that big of a CM Punk fan, right? And and after he left and went and had his little MMA venture and then came back to pro wrestling, I couldn't look at him the same anymore either. So, at least before he actually went and fought in a cage, there was a bit of a mystique to CM Punk. You know, he comes back trying to play the same holier than art thou, best there is, best there was gimmick type of thing. When we just watched people mop him, use him as a mop and mop the fucking cage with him. But I just and I personally never thought he was all that good. I mean, Daniel Bryan was better, Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him. He was better. I mean, Seth Rollins is better. You know, there's lots of superstars that are better than CM Punk. I just never understood. Crondo, what's going on? Welcome in. I mean, for anybody that's a CM Punk fan, I'm not trying to deter you from not liking CM Punk. I just tell you, I've just never been a big CM Punk fan, and I just don't understand the intrigue.
Yeah, I'm not knocking CM Punk. Like people like the fans of CM Punk, I'm not knocking him. I just have been a fan of him, and I don't think that the WWE should waste their time on trying to bring him back, because they already know it's not gonna work well. He gonna try to be bigger than the company, like he always did, in my opinion.
CM Punk was only over so much, Crondo. I mean, that guy literally and provingly never actually moved the needle for the company at all.
Nope.
He did sell a bit of merchandise, like there was some merchandise, but as far as pay-per-view sales and other such things, he didn't come even close to anybody else. But
for real, he hasn't.
But, and I'm not saying he's not a good wrestler. I just don't think he's as great as a lot of people put him on a pedestal to be. Hogan knows how to fight. Was good. No, Hogan was good in his youth.
Yep.
Hogan was good in his youth, which led him to being huge at a time where he had to really reduce what he was doing in the ring for many reasons. But he was over, yeah. So was CM Punk, but not as over as other people, though. I mean, not over enough to have a 400-plus day reign as a champion, if I was the one booking things anyways. I mean, I just wasn't ever that intrigued by CM Punk. I did think he was a good wrestler, and I can think of lots of great matches he had. I just found him boring, personally. I don't know. Overrated, yeah, that's good. That's a good way to say it, because he's not a bad wrestler. He's not a bad wrestler.
Oh, hello,
right?
Hayes, Anime God, J.
Yeah, welcome in, Hayes. Welcome in.
Crondos, of course, Boss, Archer.
We should probably get some shoutouts going. But anyways, Glahoa, to your dismay, we're actually discussing CM Punk, and the only reason we're discussing CM Punk is, according to the article I'm about to read, and I wanted to get opinions before I read it, is CM Punk's WWE return is more likely with Triple H in control. And this is a Subajit Mukherjee article, so we know it's going to be a good article, but I wanted people's opinions on that, and I personally... I would not care to see him brought back. I don't understand what he would do. Like, I don't understand. There's no reason for it.
No, all it would be is, mommy, they're not doing anything for me. They only gave me a 400-day title run and gave me special music, but they're not doing anything for me.
Special music that they paid a lot of money to do for, but neither here nor there, really, right? But I mean, CM Punk also comes with a big price tag.
Yep, we do. I agree on that part.
You know, and WWE, literally the only company on the planet that can afford him. So I mean, but is it worth spending? Is it worth spending at this point? At this stage in CM Punk's career, you know, is it worth spending? How dare you shout me out?
I'll tell you honestly, he might have had a shot if he didn't pull the crap in AEW.
The Hayes says Punk versus Wyatt Firefly Funhouse. Could you imagine Wyatt and Punk in the ring? I mean, that would be a good way to put Wyatt over, hopefully. But no, that would mean he was going back. I mean, we don't have any control, obviously, but I'm just looking to see where people's heads are at as far as CM Punk goes. I don't care to see them spend the money to bring him back. I don't.
Me either.
But no, he might have had a shot, but the shit he pulled in AEW, that's I think gonna seal him not going back to WWE. He comes with way too much baggage.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy, that whole thing. And the thing is, though, if there's a if there's a good enough, if people want it, they will do it. Is the thing. And even though there's many of us that aren't necessarily the biggest CM Punk fans, there are a lot of CM Punk fans, and it definitely could happen. I'm just saying I don't care for it to happen. Just because, again, what at this point in his career are they going to do with him that's worthwhile? He comes with a very big price tag, right? Very big price tag.
Yeah, he do. I agree on that part.
Yeah, so I just don't know. I mean, the only other thing is, if CM Punk could get his ego in check, and I'm not sure he ever can, the guy is he does have talent. I actually think he would make a good trainer for NXT. I think he does have some insight to the business and stuff that he can pass down to the people coming up into the business. I mean, I think there's definitely ways to utilize CM Punk. I just don't know about a great big contract to have him in the ring again. And who's he going to wrestle? What? Cody Rhodes? I just don't know. I say save the money and spend it elsewhere. Where it could be better utilized.
Well, I've made no secret of my thoughts on CM Punk, so.
That's fair. You definitely have. But anyways, let me read this bad boy and see what it says. So it says, CM Punk parted ways with WWE after the Royal Rumble in 2014 after being frustrated with the company, which led to him walking out on it. Punk had made it clear on so many occasions that he never wanted to wrestle again. That all changed as he ended up debuting in AEW. Punk has been the subject of controversy ever since he cut a shoot promo on Adam Page earlier this year. The brawl after AEW All Out certainly did him no favors. In fact, AEW is in talks of buying out CM Punk's contract. According to Fightful's paywall, Vince McMahon would never have brought Punk back, especially after Punk's constant shots at WWE. However, Triple H, in charge of WWE Creative, their sources believe that WWE would be open to doing business with Punk in the right situation, the right money, and the right creative. Now, that had all better be true, because if you bring CM Punk back, which I think is a risk, again, there's a lot of people that have now turned on CM Punk because of that AEW situation, and yes, he does still have a cult following, but let's not forget that when he did that on AEW, people changed the channel and went and watched WWE programming. That's a fact. They actually put that out of the media. Right? So they're losing fans over stupid shit like that. I just don't know. I don't know. But if it is definitely the right creative, but what is the right creative where CM Punk is going to be satisfied with putting somebody over that's not himself?
For real, yeah.
It won't happen.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I just don't think... unless most of his problems with WWE in the past, and whether that was the right decision or not, the way he ended things, maybe it was with Vince McMahon. Maybe the whole thing was about Vince McMahon. I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't. And I'm not saying that his shoot on AEW was wrong. Let's not make one mistake about this. What he said about AEW and those people, that wasn't wrong. What was wrong was shooting it on a press conference when your boss, the owner of the company, doesn't even know what you're going to do, and you start trashing and burying characters and talent for the company. on live network television when nobody knows you're going to do it. That is a bitch thing to do. And I think it's taboo to bring him into WWE after that.
I don't think they're going to risk it, but I never know. I can't say it, but they might. I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't do it, but
yeah,
Triple H, he probably will risk it, but
so this continues to say, we spoke with WWE sources who wouldn't comment in any official capacity, but on background provided us with some insight. They said that they didn't think that Vince McMahon would have brought Punk in, especially after Brawl Out, and noted that Fox had pushed for it to happen before AEW signed him. However, the line of thinking was presented to us under the Triple H regime is that the right situation, right money, and right creative can leave the door open for anything with reason. One said Triple H wants to be a success and make compelling programming. More than anything, CM Punk back in WWE is compelling programming, but I can't see it being a full-time deal like what he has in AEW because of exactly what happened in AEW. That's even if he has an interest. If he gets a buyout, he may not need to work again. Triple H wants to create compelling programming. That they're just repeating themselves in the same sentence here. How dare they try to get me? No, I should add him to the list. Subberjeet, Muckerjeet. Put him on the list for trying to make me read the same sentence twice in different font. How dare they? So, yeah, not a whole lot. But, I mean, again, just don't think that is a great idea.
Either.
So, now here's something else, though, from 13 hours ago. Backstage news. Did you see that one? Backstage news on a potential WWE return for CM Punk. I don't know if that's going to be basically the same thing in different words, but did you see that on there?
Yeah, I saw that, but it probably be part of the same thing.
That's what I'm thinking, because what was the other one?
It was, the other one was...
I forget how many hours ago it was, but... Okay, this former AEW star joins Impact Wrestling. WrestlingNews.co by Paul Davis. Former AEW star Alan Angels appeared at the Impact Wrestling tapings in Las Vegas last night. Angels joined Violent by Design. He was previously in the Dark Order stable when he was in AEW. Huh. Well, that was vague, but
yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if that's somebody that WWE's been looking at.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, like I said, if you've paid attention to the last several months, a lot of things happening with Impact Wrestling seem to be completely in correlation with WWE, so... Again, they're not mentioning WWE and talking about stars on a weekly basis like other less successful companies are, but they have been, silently working together, and it kind of started all over again with Mickie James coming over as the champion for the Royal Rumble, and then other things have transpired since then where people went to Impact Wrestling and suddenly ended up back in the WWE on NXT and or main roster. But I think that's going to be something that continues to happen going forward, especially since ROH, to the WWE anyways, the ROH does not exist any longer, so they're not going to be utilizing that company. So Impact Wrestling might have just thrown itself into a high position as far as companies that the WWE utilizes to bring in talent to NXT and or even the main roster, depending on their popularity. Much like they still do with New Japan Pro Wrestling, right? So.
Well, we'll see what happens there. That's going to be,
Solo Sikoa comments on Sami Zayn making him break character. That's interesting. WrestlingNews.co by Michael Schrute. Sportskeeda's Riju As Gupta recently interviewed WWE star Solo Sikoa, Solo was asked how he feels the Bloodline compares to D-Generation X and what it's like seeing them on the same show he was on. Childhood memories, man. Growing up watching them as a little kid, I still watch it. When I saw them, I was like, damn, it's going to be cool to relive that moment, knowing the fan inside of me and as a kid inside of me. If you want to be honest, man, the Bloodline has all the belts. DX, there wasn't a point in time where they had all the belts. That just shows you who's the dominant faction, whether it's back then or not, so that's my answer. I'm trying not to laugh working with Sami Zayn. He says, we do rehearsals, and he says, we'll do this, and that, then we go out there. I was like, man, you didn't do this or that. Why didn't you tell me you were going to do that? You're all up in my face laughing. He's like, man, I'm going to make you crack. I'm going to make you laugh one of these days, and he's still trying to. I'm trying my hardest not to. It's difficult. If you missed it, Sammy almost made Solo laugh during his appearance on WWE's The Bump. And if you check out the article on Sportskeeda, there is a clip of the interview posted on that article. So, and I would imagine it probably is hard to work with Sami Zayn because that dude is hilarious. I mean, if you can't laugh at Sami Zayn, then you got problems. You know what I mean? I judge you as a human being. He is hilarious, that guy. And it probably really is difficult to work with him just because of that. Well, what did Jay North say? Oh, he said the word stream. Did we untime him out? There we go. Yeah, sorry about that, Jay North.
Sorry, I was looking away. I didn't notice it.
Part of the villainy that goes on here at the Archerverse happens to be the list of Archer. I have 172 words I've added to that list just out of pure spite, to be fair. Actually, the list of Jericho is actually on the list of Archer. It is, which is fantastique, by the way. I mean, it is the only list in the world that has another list on it.
Yeah, of course, we all appreciate everything Archer does, so.
Ghastly. Just ignore the man behind the curtain. But anyways, do you see anything else going on there, boss?
Let's see. They said something about, I have enough. Spoiler, 2 names WWE is considered for Bray Wyatt faction.
2 of them?
Yeah, two names. He said,
alright.
Bray Wyatt in return is the start of a formation of a new stable, and there have been many rumors about who would join him. Head of Dave Martinez had a brief note in the World Organization newsletter about 2 names being considered in the group. Wrote Dutch and Vincent Dutch. Come on, that tongue tag right there.
I was going to say you'd untie that tongue there.
Dutch and Vincent name have been one 2 of the names about Bray Wyatt characters. Several other names have been rumored, but most of them have been debunked. There's no update about Bro Dallas after Brian Alvarez reported that he is expecting back in the company soon. It would make sense for Dallas to be in the group, but none of that is confirmed yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, other than that, I don't even see a way to bing. I don't see a way to bring Bray Wyatt's brother back. You know, Bo Dallas wasn't as good as Bray. He didn't do anything. I mean, I can't even think of a single moment in Bo Dallas's career that was compelling. I'll be honest. However, what I won't try to sell you is the fact that he was a bad wrestler, because he was not. He was just boring as hell. I mean, he was more boring than Lance Storm. You know, and he could talk on the microphone. So what does that tell you? Right? Not talking on a microphone doesn't always make you interesting. But if they could repackage him, push him as part of Wyatt's faction, and build him as a different, you know what I mean? If they could repackage him and build him, maybe he could still be good, because again, He's clearly got the capability to talk on a microphone, and he's also quite good in the ring. If they could put the two together and give him something compelling to do that makes everybody say, okay, we can invest in Bo Dallas just like we did his brother, then okay. But other than that, man, I don't know. I was just never intrigued by Bo Dallas. I mean, was anybody else? Were you guys fans of Bo Dallas?
I wasn't really a fan of him, but I wasn't really a fan of Bo Dallas, really, to tell you the truth.
I'll be honest.
Nintendo says, how dare you say that about Bo? I dare. I was not a big fan of Bo Dallas. I do think he's a good wrestler, though.
I can't think of one.
I did see Bo Dallas on NXT. That was not entertaining for me. He was comedic relief. He was a great wrestler being used like Santino Marella. I just was not amused. And when he was doing the whole Bo leave, when he was supposed to be a half between a good guy and a bad guy, or neutral, whatever he's supposed to be, that was just drawn out nonsense. Again, he's a great wrestler, but he's boring, and he's just not as good as Bray. But he could be repackaged with the right directive and creative.
Well, two things. One is I never really saw anything in him that stood out.
No.
And the other, it'd be a mistake, I think, putting him, that way. If you're going to repackage him...
No, don't bother explaining. I don't care. Bo Dallas doesn't... I'm not amused by Bo Dallas. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
If you're going to repackage him to something completely different, has nothing to do with his brother.
Yeah, no.
Totally separated, because one of two things will happen. Either you'll get him repackaged, it'll be successful, and we'll find out, hey, he's great, and he kind of draws away from his brother. Or he's going to still suck, and he's going to drag his brother down.
Now, personally, now that there's different creative, like I said, Bo Dallas is a good wrestler. They could do something with him. It could be just the way he was booked. I was never amused or interested in what they were doing with him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Give him something totally different that's separate from anything else. Make him stand on his own 2 feet. And, I'd be willing to give him a chance.
I actually thought he was very gifted technically. He was a very good technical wrestler. Right? I hated his gimmick. I did. I hated his gimmick. It's not him, it's his gimmick. But that's what I said. If they could bring him back and repackage him and do something meaningful with him. I mean, and not to mention, he's still fairly young. He could be another one of the best technical wrestlers that have entered the company in many, many years. But yeah, we know that, Crondo. We understand the gimmick. We just didn't enjoy it, buddy. I mean, it's been done before. It's not like Bo Dallas is the first one to do that. And again, it's not Bo Dallas we don't like, it's the gimmick. Bo Dallas is very gifted technically. He's a good wrestler. They need to do something with him entirely different. And I don't mind them adding him to the Bray Wyatt faction, but I would like to see them do something different that's got nothing to do with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I'd even hold off on putting him into the faction until he's had time to, stand and build some kind of a following. Stand on his own 2 feet for a little while. Give him that opportunity.
Yeah. What do you think, boss?
Yeah, me too. Like, see, cause this reminded me of this reminded me of Drew McIntyre. Now, you remember when he first came to WWE, he was a terrible wrestler, and until they trapped him with BMB, he was terrible. I put him in the League of Nations. He was like, until he left and came back, and they repackaged him, and now he's one of the top WWE, one of the top stars. Now, that's what I think they need to do with Bro Dallas. They need to repackage his character, because his character they got him doing is terrible, but he's a good wrestler though. So I think if they repackage him and put him in NXT at first, He package and let him go down there and do what he got to do. And once he come big again, then he can try to be Wade Bryant. So try something different with it.
Yeah, I don't know. What would you? I mean, what would you do differently with him?
Me personally, if I was the creator, what I would do different, I would put him in NXT and try to like make his character more make his character more make his character more serious a character, like a darker character. So like that way, once he become big in the NXT, it could be some kind of thing where he could like join his brother. Like make his character more like a darker character.
I think play off of his technical. Handle him kind of like, well, technically he's considered to be a little underestimated, but use a something along the lines of a William Regal, or take inspiration from guys like that. Even Malenko, give him a little more charisma, but Dan Malenko style. Who knows? You might even be able to do what they tried to do with Lance Storm.
You know what's funny is as bad as they booked Lance Storm sometimes, and as much of a lack of charisma as that dude had on the microphone, I don't know, he was always over with the crowd. Did you ever notice that?
To a point, yeah. And, could you imagine if you take that kind of a setup, that technical wrestler that just goes out there.
Crondo, my guy, the last 10 years, I could name lots in the last 30. I've been watching wrestling since I was 4 years old. Believe me, Bo Dallas is not the only one to play that heel role. That delusional heel that walks and talks like a face. Hell, even the Lionheart back in WCW, Jericho, did the very same thing. There was other wrestlers that did the exact same thing.
That's true, yeah.
But...
We're not disputing the fact that Bo Dallas is a great wrestler. We're disputing the fact that they booked him horribly and it was boring.
But yeah, if you could have
NXT wasn't bad, but once he went to the main roster, the booking was fucking horrible. At least in NXT, he had some great matches in NXT. Once he made to the main roster, he didn't really have any good matches at all.
Cause Bo Dallas is not the only one who they had to repackage. There's a lot of wrestlers they had to repackage because they character went like.
It might not even be repackaging. It might just simply be better writing, better creative direction. You know what I mean? Because I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, like Drew McIntyre. When he first came.
I'll tell you one thing. I'd rather see Bo Dallas in that ring than CM Punk.
I agree. 100%.
I will agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I'd rather see Bo Dallas any day of the week than CM Punk.
I'd rather bring back Gilbert.
Gilbert! No, well, I don't know about
Gilbert. I'll tell you honestly, Gilbert was a great jobber.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the great jobbers. He had talent in that ring. He just, decided to do the Gilbert gimmick because of Goldberg. And he was still over. You gotta admit, the crowd loved Gilbert.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like Gilbert any more than I like Dink the Clown, so... I did like midget wrestling. I was not a Dink the Clown fan, though.
I didn't think that they need to rewrite him. They need to do something better with Bo Dallas. Don't try him with the brother thing yet, cause just don't put him with the brother thing just yet. Hold off on that for now. Hold off on that for now, and then you got your brothers. But again, just let him find himself first.
Yeah.
No, I said, just hold off on the brother thing for now. You let him fight himself, you know.
Well, I mean, it looks like he's going to end up smack dab in the middle of the Wyatt family, but... Which, again, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, I don't know.
Yeah, true.
I'm just looking to see if there's anything else interesting.
Hold on, shall we turn and look at the safeties real quick?
Jim Cornette apparently makes comparisons between Bray Wyatt and CM Punk about 2 hours ago. WrestlingHeadlineNews.com, published by Andrew Ravens. Definitely have to check this out. So Jim Cornette gave his thoughts on various topics on his Jim Cornette experience. During it, Cornette spoke about how each day Bray Wyatt, CM Punk, MJF, and Mick Foley have the same kind of promos with how they deliver them. Bray Wyatt, CM Punk, MJF, and Mick Foley apparently all have the same kind of promos. That's interesting. I'm a Cornette fan. I am not a Pritchard fan, though. I do not like Bruce Pritchard. I do like Jim Cornette. Bruce Pritchard pisses me off. I'd like to see Jim Cornette kick Bruce Pritchard right in the balls. That's how much I like Bruce Pritchard. I usually skip comments by Bruce Pritchard. Jim Cornette, I mean, sometimes he's not always spot on with what he says, but at least he has the prestige, he has the respect in the business, and he's got the knowledge of the business to speak and say some of the things he does. Bruce Pritchard has always just kind of pretended. You know, I feel Bruce Pritchard always rode coattails, and there's others in the business would... Few people like Bruce. Yeah, well, I mean, he's a dick. You know, and some of the things that he says about wrestlers and, you know, even especially new... I find his comments regarding newer wrestlers that are coming up in the business are often quite ridiculous. You know, he's trying to compare them to superstars. It's like, dude, if they were superstars, they'd already be on a main platform. They are coming up through the business. That's why they're, you know, in AEW or NXT or whatever independent promotion they happen to be a part of. And by the way, like when somebody like Bruce Pritchard says something bad about somebody that's an independent, you know, people pay attention to that. Whether we like Bruce Pritchard or some of us that don't like Bruce Pritchard, people pay attention to that, and that could have a negative initial response to whether or not a company signs that star. You know what I mean? I don't like that kind of thing. What do you think, Lanola? You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally agree with you on that, and you know, it's, you know, you're getting some guys now starting to get shots, you know, at least for, you know, appearances here and there. But you know, Papa Don being one of them.
Yeah, it was cool to see Papa Don have an AEW match.
But you know, it's, I don't know. Ed Pritchard, like I said, kind of had to set up his ass.
He does, yeah.
You know, Cornette. Yeah, Cornette's interesting because sometimes
he's hilarious. Sometimes,
I think he has his head shoved up his ass. The difference is the guy's got all those years.
Exactly.
He deserves to have his, you know.
Exactly. I mean, Pritchard's got years too, but again, Pritchard rode coattails and kissed people's asses to get where he was. Cornette got there from, you know, I mean, he was over for years in the business. He's always been very well respected for the.
He's worked to achieve the level where he can have his head up his ass.
I mean, not everybody likes him. Not everybody likes him. Don't get me wrong, but
I'll be honest. I like Cornette. I think that there's been a few times where on camera he's decided he wanted to play the asshole. You know, and a couple times he's done it very well, like TNA when he was scheduling matches for against Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
and the whole thing was Zbyszko.
All right, so what we're going to do here before we continue this conversation, because, I mean, I'm still going to read the article, and then we'll, of course, Well, the article's not about Pritchard. It is about Jim Cornette. But we, of course, had to take our pot shots at Bruce Pritchard. But before we get there, I think it is time to get the show on the go. We'll get the betting lines open, get the first match of the night started out. We've got 9 matches tonight. It is going to be an absolute fire evening of matches. And, of course, tomorrow night... And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually going to start a bit earlier tomorrow night. We're going to start around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Second annual Halloween Havoc, and it is going to be a hell of a thrill ride. 3 brands going head-to-head for bragging rights, supremacy, championship gold, and some of them just that thirst for blood and the fight in the game. So it is going to be an absolutely epic evening of stellar matches for the big fall blockbuster, the next big stream preview of 2022 here at the Archerverse, Halloween Havoc, the second annual Halloween Havoc. But let's get Starrcade ready to rock and roll, because again, we've got faction wars, we've got rivalries rearing their ugly heads, and we're going to be talking about our main event of the evening as soon as we're done with the article by... Well, not by, but it is about Jim Cornette, because it is a very big matchup, and of course we have the best person possible here on the panel to discuss this matchup, but we have an OG rivalry from the Archerverse 1.0. They have not faced each other since the Archerverse 1.0, and we are going to discuss that in a little bit because they are headlining tonight's show. The main event of the evening is going to be absolute fire. But I'm going to get the show on the go, get the betting lines open, get the first match of the night started out, and then we'll get that article rocking and rolling. Are you guys ready?
Let's go. Let's fire it up.
Let's get going. Episode number 401 live. Let's go.
TV appreciate Arthur.
And here we go. The final push is over. This is the final show before tomorrow night's second annual Halloween Havoc, and Starrcade is going to be an absolutely explosive evening. We're going to get the first match underway in just a moment, but first, as I stated, I'm going to go ahead and get the betting lines open for that first match of the evening. And we have 9 matches of fire on the card this evening, so let's light the fire right now and get things rocking and rolling. First match of the night. Glenola, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
All right, so the first match of the evening is a triple threat elimination matchup. Falls count anywhere. Tenacious B, Tony Stone, and Tyler Bronco. All 3 of the newest YTD Academy sensations. All 3 looking for glory, looking for bragging rights and supremacy. 2 of them have already been champions. And, of course, Tenacious B is hunting down that first championship of his career. And let's not forget that Tenacious B also undefeated in the game as we speak. What do you guys think? Who takes this matchup? Triple threat eliminator. 3 YTD Academy sensations. Is it going to be Tenacious B, Tony Stone, or Tyler Bronco?
I haven't saw too much of Tenacious B yet. I know he undefeated, but I haven't really saw him in a good match yet to test his skills. But this one, I'll go with Tyler Bronco.
Okay, so Boss is going Bronco. Glenola, what about you?
I'm gonna, I don't know, this is a hard one. Like I said, all 3 of these teams have been on, quite the tear.
They have.
I'm gonna go with Stone. What the hell?
You're going to go with Stone on this one? All right. There we go. Betting lines are open. You guys have 5 minutes to make your bets on the first match of the night. Who's going to walk in with the W? Is it going to be Tyler Bronco, Tony Stone, or Tenacious B? Guys, as great as Tony Stone and Tyler Bronco have been, they've both been champions. They've been climbing that ladder of success. Tenacious B undefeated. He was absolutely impressive, and I think he is the hungrier of the three superstars, so I am going to cash in on Tenacious B to pull off the upset here. All right. All right, here we go. It is showtime and go time. Matchup number 1, triple threat, falls count anywhere. It is elimination style. Let's go. And I have to get back to that article concerning Jim Cornette. And again, it was about his comparisons between Bray Wyatt and CM Punk, or BM Punk, as Glenn would call him. He of course has stated that each he spoke about how each Bray Wyatt, CM Punk, MJF, and Mick Foley have the same kind of promos with how they deliver them. So he said he was talking to them like Punk does, or like Mick Foley did, or like all the other, like MJF does, but in his own way. It was the same concept as those guys can reach you on a verbal level, but in his own manner of delivery. So that's a little contradictory in itself, just to be fair. Because he's saying just like CM Punk, or just like Mick Foley, just like MJF, but then goes on to say, but in his own manner of delivery. Well, doesn't that make it unique at that point? Doesn't that make it your own variation of a promo? Because if we're going to go that far, then I guess we're going to say that every pro wrestler copies every pro wrestler in the delivery of a promo.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true, but not my point.
The last truly unique promo that I can think of, unfortunately, you can't deny it was unique.
Now, also, to be fair, the Warrior, oh my god. Oh my god, can we not talk about the Ultimate Warrior and his promo skills? Chrono says, can I ask for the beginning of a word? Oh, the banning of a word. Ooh, Crondo wants to ban a word. I'm in love with Crondo right now. Crondo, give it to me, baby. What do you want to burn? What do you want to ban? What do you want to set ablaze? I gotta know. You got me. You've got my intrigue peaked, Crondo. And by the way, Froggy Mothlegs, welcome on in. And he's got 5,000 on Tenacious B. Holy good God.
Hey, Froggy Mouth, don't try to bait me.
Let me know what Crondo's word that he wants banned is. I'm going to go on with the article here before we continue to critique that. Because, I mean, I know what Cornette was trying to say. He just kind of misworded it there just a little bit, you know. But anyways, the legendary manager also compared Bray Wyatt's promos to Adam Hangman Page. He said it wasn't like Adam Page moaning and bitching and whining like a dork about his his goddamn misery. This guy, Wyatt, you felt like he meant it. You know he said when he thought nothing I ever did mattered, but I was wrong. The people still asked about me and cared about me and thanked me for what I had done for them. And it was like a guy having a nervous breakdown here on television, and it was captivating. It was like, again, I go back to it wasn't like that goofy Adam Page screaming and punching himself in the head where you're staring at him like, what the fuck is the matter with this guy? So, I mean, I get what he's trying to say, but how do you compare it to Adam Page promos if you're at the same time saying it was nothing like the Adam Page promos? So, again, I understand what he's trying to say because I'm a fan of Cornette, and we know how Cornette talks. We know those of us that understand Cornette, you understand Cornette. If you don't, then you probably want to critique a lot of things that he says, but I get what he's trying to say, but it was, again, another controversial way of wording because he was legendary manager compared Bray Wyatt's promo to Adam Hangman Page, but then he completely, discompares it, basically. You know what I mean, Glenall?
Yeah, oh yeah. I understand that, and I give BM Punk a lot of shit, pun intended. But he did have that way on the mic of connecting, with people.
Again, with CM Punk, and I know what you're going to say because you're right. With CM Punk, it isn't the fact that I just don't. If they can control him and get his ego in check and get him to play ball with the rest of the team, then I think CM Punk could do something. Because he is gifted. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying I don't like how they always seem to let him run like this rogue. I don't even know what to compare him to. It's like he wants to be Stone Cold and The Rock all at the same time, but hasn't quite achieved that. And he's upset about it and spiteful about it.
He doesn't have the talent,
That too. But to be fair, not many people have the talent of Stone Cold, Steve Austin, or The Rock.
Yeah.
Gimmick-wise or wrestling-wise.
And now I'd say Mick, for connecting to the crowd on an emotional level in a promo, Mick I think is one of the greatest of all time. Mick Foley had that knack of talking to you like he was sitting right there in your living room, looking you square in the eyes, And
where did Crondo go? He's leaving us hanging here. Crondo, how dare you? What word do you want to have banned?
How dare you?
He's still leaving us hanging. He's not answering us.
He answered.
Did he? What word was it?
How dare you?
Oh, how dare you suggest how dare you? But yeah, no, I agree. But I've never denied CM Punk's talent. I just said I wasn't always a big fan, and it's because of how they pushed him, the way the creative utilized him. Because they pushed him like the best in the world, and I'm sorry, even at the time amongst his peers, I never at one point felt like he was the best wrestler in the company.
No, he has some talent, but
how dare you questioning my how dare you? How dare you, how dare me, for how daring you, questioning how daring you, how daring me, so how dare you?
Punk was extremely overrated.
True.
And
or at least the way they booked him, he was, yeah. Because
no, I think he was overrated. He's too consistently, overrated to being just that one creative.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying he doesn't have any skill or any talent. He does have some.
He does.
I just don't think he is as good as people think, and he was overused, overpushed.
400 plus days as a champion, that should never happened. But
I could have named four people right off the top of my head that deserve that, and now they truly deserve a 400 day.
Crondo says, "How dare you for." Oh, shut up, I won. How dare you try to cheat, Crondo?
But could you imagine The Undertaker holding a belt for 400 days?
No. Actually, even as great of a character as he was, I don't know that... See, with Roman Reigns is different. He's got he has the exact right gimmick for having a run like that. Right, The Undertaker.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if you were to give him a 400-plus year reign as champion, that would run dry real quick.
Well, that's
overexposure of The Undertaker, yeah.
Yeah, but that's my point. You got Undertaker, Triple H, Stone Cold. Could you have imagined Stone Cold holding the belt for 400 days?
No, because you know why? First of all, again, it's not the right gimmick because you would have got bored of the person they want to make big.
Yeah.
Right? Because overexposure. People hated John Cena because he was around way too often.
Yep.
And let's reword that. Nobody actually, well, maybe some. Nobody actually hated John Cena. We just hated the way they booked John Cena. John Cena is phenomenal. He went from being a bodybuilder to a pretty darn good wrestler with a great gimmick, a great personality, done great things for that company, held that company on his back for over 10 years. Anybody that says they actually hate Cena, well, maybe you hate wrestling. I don't know. I don't think it's Cena that you hate. But
The Rock,
Macho Man Randy Savage is one of my favorites.
So Punk holding it, that was a bunch of bull, especially when you have people like Undertaker, The Rock.
Crondo, you really belong here at the Archiverse. You know what?
But we, if The Rock and Stone Cold don't deserve 400 days, CM Punk definitely did not.
No, exactly. I get exactly what you're saying. Question: do either of you have a list ready to roll? Never mind, boss. That is not funny. I knew there was going to be some sarcastic remark. I need to be more careful with my wording when you're on here. Boss, do you have a list?
I can find one.
Okay. I have to utilize the facility, so while I'm doing that, I thought maybe you guys could start off on one of our lists for the evening before we sit and completely tear apart CM Punk for the rest of the evening. Tear a punk. That's kind of interesting wording, because he kind of can be a punk. But
asking me if I've got a list.
I dare you.
Let's see. I'm going to have to look this up now.
Crondo said, how dare you for making me VIPC? I like the vibes. I love Crondo.
Yeah. I've only got 97 files in the folder right now.
97 files. I'd have heard it all.
A list: who lost more loser leaves matches. That'd be interesting. I'd be down for that if we could find something along those lines. But anyways, my bladder's going to burst, you villains. I'll be right back. How dare you?
You said you got 97 files.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to, let's see. We'll go with the older of the two lists I have sitting just right on here right now. This was published February 24th of 2021. It's from Sportster.com by Michael Weir. And it's the 10 worst WWE wrestling attires ever ranked. So, number 10, you got the Repo Man.
The Repo Man.
But, gray tights and overcoat were silly enough, but the Lone Ranger mask was the topper. So he went so, to his credit, he went so far over the top with the role it became oddly watchable, but the outfit should have been repossessed from the drawing board. Oh, I should have went ahead and placed the bet.
Who won?
Stone won it.
Oh. God damn.
Yeah, I was going for it, but I didn't place a bet.
Oh, no, you didn't bet?
Nah. Number 9 is New Foundation / High Energy. When the Hart Foundation broke up in '91, Brett stuck to the pink and black look. Jim Neidhart wasn't so lucky, as he and Owen were paired as a promising team. What marred them was the outfit.
I have returned. Wow, Tony Stone with a big victory. Man, I didn't think I was gone that long. What happened? It looked like they were having quite the brawl fest when I left, and come back, and Tony Stone picking up the big W. Congratulations to Tony Stone. I'll issue the payout for that matchup.
Yep, somebody's getting paid nicely.
Yeah, there was some decent Archerverse bucks on that one. All right, our next match of the night is actually a grudge match for those of you who have been paying attention to the YTD Academy. Rowdy Roddy Piper, the gentleman, I say that loosely, of course, that took the European Championship away from Prince the Outcast. He is still the reigning defending Pure Wrestling Champion, but he was a double champion until Rowdy Roddy Piper stuck his nose into the business of Prince the Outcast. Tonight, a grudge match, non-title, of course, between Rowdy Roddy Piper and Prince the Outcast. And I'll issue the payout and then get the betting lines open for this one.
Somebody won a lot
I
of money.
believe this is an Archerverse lockdown match as well.
I'm going to go with Piper.
You're going with Piper on this one? Okay, just give me a second.
I'm going with the Dark. I'm going with the Prince.
You're going with Prince the Outcast?
Yeah.
He's been on a roll. I mean, I can't blame you.
I'm going with the Prince, but I bet on Roddy Piper.
Alrighty, and Archer, this is the 10 worst WWE wrestling attires ever ranked.
Worst wrestling attires?
Yes. WWE wrestling attire ranked. And number 10 is the Repo Man.
The Repo Man, which was actually a former member of Demolition, sadly.
The number 9 is the New Foundation / High Energy. Yeah. So they started off after the Howard Foundation broke up in '91.
Yeah.
Owen and Neidhart teamed up, but wore outfits way too loud, checked patterns and suspenders. Then Owen was paired with Coco Beware as High Energy, keeping the clashing colors and suspenders as huge eyesores. It's a shame as both teams had potential, but those outfits were utter trash even for the early 90s.
Fair.
Well, all right, number 8, Battle Cat. Oh.
Oddly enough, I don't see the cage. Maybe it is not a lockdown match. I thought it was. Looks like it's just a regular one-on-one matchup. But as you can see, the reigning defending YTD Academy European Wrestling Champion, the man that defeated Prince the Outcast for the championship, making his way to the ring.
But what makes this outfit worse is they couldn't go through with the whole thing. Okay, the cat mask is silly and looks like a reject from the Adam West Batman TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of does.
Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does.
But mixing it with a bright orange and purple outfit showing more of his torso than needed was the clincher. They could have at least tried to throw in a cat motif of darker colors, sleeker outfit, even a fake tail. It's the laziness that makes this look so lousy.
Yeah, well, I mean, not just that, is I don't think many people were too impressed that they were utilizing him that way. I mean, again, he was a former member of Demolition. He was a good wrestler. They could have done a lot better things with him than they did.
Which one was he?
Let's see, I believe he was he Smash?
The Repo Man was Smash.
Yes, I thought so.
But I'm talking Battle Cat.
Oh, you're talking Battle Cat now. I thought we were still talking Repo Man.
No, I was just filling you in on what you had missed.
Oh, that was what I missed. Okay, we've moved on. My apologies. I thought... Okay, Battle Cat. Yeah, that was stupid. It was. And here comes the reigning defending Pure Wrestling Champion. It's, of course, a cross-brand championship. That is going to be a difficult title to win and defend. But the reigning defending champion from Team Outcast Gameplays, Prince the Outcast.
Number 7 was the artist formerly known as Gold Dust.
The artist formerly known as Gold Dust.
Yeah, judging by the picture they're showing here, that's pretty hideous. To be honest, it was a decent idea. You know, losing his wife in a complex angle, Goldust snapped, took on a weirder persona.
Yeah.
Great idea, but yeah.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, so far this list is pretty spot on, Glenn. How dare you get a list we can agree with? What the hell? Boss, you better have a better list.
Number 6, Farouk.
Oh man, are they now? This must be talking that when he first came in, looking
The
like
Gladiator.
the Gladiator. Oh my God, that was bad. That was bad. I mean, I can think of a couple others that are worse, and I'm gonna guess they're gonna sit in the probably in the top 2-3 position. But I won't mention them. But
Ron Simmons was a talented worker, and selling him as a modern-day Gladiator could have been terrific. And yes, it could have. Then came the outfit. The American Gladiators would have rejected this.
yes,
The blue armor, lamer than what some kid would put together. It was the helmet that was the worst part. That stupid blue bull crammed onto Farouk's head.
oh yeah, that was
robbing him
ghastly.
of any intimidation factor. It was
like-
a relief when he dropped it for the nation domination.
Like, who came up with that attire and thought to themselves, this would be a great attire for Ron Simmons? You know, the first African-American WCW World Champion to utilize during his debut. I mean, I don't know.
Simmons himself could sum up the whole thing. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, number 5 is the Mantar.
The Mantar, that was one of them. I thought he'd be higher on the list. But okay, yeah, Mantar was god-awful.
Yeah. Number 4 is hideous. Max Moon.
I actually forgot about that. That's hilarious. That's funny that it's on the list. Yeah, I literally forgot about that gimmick. Much less the attire worn.
Mega Man style gauntlets were weird along with a rocket pack.
Right?
But number 3, Aldo Montoya.
Chrono says Sebastian Booger.
They say what ruined it was for him was the mask.
Yeah.
Maybe a regular one would have been different, but instead Aldo got a mask that looked for all the world like a jockstrap wrapped around his head.
It did. You should Google it. If it doesn't show you a picture, you should.
I see a picture.
Okay. It actually did look like that, yeah. Funnily enough.
Oh, wow. I didn't know. But that's just incredible.
It was just incredible, yes.
I did not know that, but yeah.
I mean,
Number 2.
to my knowledge, I don't think that's the only masked character he portrayed, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
And you know, Justin Incredible was actually a good wrestler, too. He was a great...
definitely.
I can't remember if he was cruiserweight or light heavyweight, but either way, he was very good.
Well, he was the ECW World Champion.
Yep. He was. I mean, he probably shouldn't have been.
Now,
But-
number 2 is another one that, yeah, it's hideous. Giant Gonzalez.
The Giant Gonzalez. Yeah, that thing looked like a giant ape's outfit. I mean, or King Kong outfit or something. I don't know, but it was bad. And that guy, I got to tell you, and I watched him live, have a match with The Undertaker, and he makes the Great Khali look good. And that's saying something. That's saying something. Because I've seen the Great Khali live too, and he was not good either. But yeah, he makes the Great Khali look pretty good. He was a very big man, but had no business being in a wrestling ring.
Not the Matadors aren't on the list.
The Yeti from WCW.
But I'm going to give you guys a minute. Just take a guess who had number 1 worst outfit.
I want to say the Shockmaster.
Well, this is WWE.
Oh, right, WWE, sorry. Okay, let's go with... Whoa! Let's go with how about Youngblood Graves just come out and cracked Roddy Piper right in the head with a chair. Only a 1 count though. What the hell? I did not know that Youngblood Graves was going to be assisting Prince the Outcast, which is of course the newer member of the Coalition Starrcade. But I didn't realize there was going to be some shenanigans tonight involving the Coalition. I thought this was a grudge match between two superstars that just battle it out for a title. So that's interesting and definitely news to me. But Roddy Piper not in a very good mood after being hit with that chair, understandably. Two count only. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to guess, my guess was the Shockmaster, but Boss, do you have a guess?
Worse.
Shockmaster was WCW though, so I'm at a loss for, because Gonzalez has already been said.
I would have to say who else?
Maybe Rosie. That was a terrible gimmick and attire.
The Hurricane.
The Hurricane.
Nope.
You said I was right?
No, you're not right.
Oh, God damn it.
Number 1, we have Bastion Booger.
Bastion Booger. Crondo says the turkey, the gobbledygooker. Holy shit, the Outcast not them. I must have missed something. It must have been a rope break, was it? I mean, he already laid Piper out, so he either just did it a second time for fun or there was a rope break.
I'm guessing a rope break. But, nope, WWE decided to give him what looked like rubber tape stretched over that disgusting body.
And that is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the match, as controversial as it may seem, representing the Coalition Starrcade, he is the reigning defending Pure Wrestling Champion from Team Outcast Gameplays, Prince the Outcast, the winner of the match.
And I missed that, Crondo. Sorry, I apologize.
He did say, I actually read that earlier, he did say Bastion Booger, yeah.
It. Okay. But, so that was the top 10, let me get the exact wording of this. The 10 worst WWE wrestling attire ever ranked.
Ranked. Well, that's intriguing.
But overall, that was pretty solid. Maybe they, shuffle a little bit, here or there, in position, but overall.
No, that was a pretty solid list, yeah. That was a pretty solid list.
So, did you get yours, boss?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, so the payout has been issued for the last match. And let's move on to the third match of the evening. Trip to the tag team division. It is the Anarchists, now consisting of Lil Joy Nightmare and, of course, The Fiend. And they are taking on the villain of the Archerverse, Kareem Key Woods, and, of course, the All-American Uptown B. Henry from Team I'm Just Key and Team 3 TVB. They are tons of funk. And, of course, Lil Joy Nightmare and The Fiend really don't have a huge history with tons of funk. However, the Nightmare Damien does, and, of course, he is also part of the Anarchists, and I'm sure it has something to do with the matching, the pairing of this match. But what do you guys think? The Anarchists or Tons of Funk? Now, Tons of Funk have kind of been in a bit of a funk lately. They've been up and down as far as wins and losses go. The Anarchists just formed as a tag team, or at least between The Fiend and Lil Joy Nightmare. What do you guys think? Do you think they've got what it takes yet to beat Tons of Funk, or do you think Tons of Funk exposes maybe the inconsistencies between the new tag team on the block? I don't know.
I have to go Tons of Funk. But it's going to be, I think it'll be a great match. The Anarchists, you got Joey Nightmare that, from the day he stepped foot in that ring, he's been devastating.
And then you got the Fiend now joining the Anarchists. I mean, interesting.
You know, but I got to go with Tons of Funk. They've just achieved too much, you know, over the years. It's
fair enough. I mean, I part of me wants to go with Tons of Funk. The other part of me wants to go with the Anarchists. So I think I would go with Tons of Funk, but put my money on the Anarchists here for the upset victory. I mean, again, there's a lot. There's also, we have to remember, there's a lot riding here tonight because this is the last night of the final push. These guys still looking for a spot if they don't already have one for tomorrow night's Halloween Havoc. I mean, it's an interesting situation, and two of the top teams in the business today going head-to-head. So, again, I think my head goes with Tons of Funk, but my money goes with the Anarchists, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But the betting lines are open. Just over 4 minutes left to make your bets on who you think is going to take this matchup. Back to you, boss.
All right. The list I got was ten best dancing big man in WWE history.
Interesting. And by the way, the reigning defending pure submission wrestling champion and his tag team partner in crime, Lil Joy Nightmare, the Fiend. They are the Anarchists making their way to the ring right now in quite the interesting hot rod, I would say. I mean, is that thing even road legal? Can you imagine the fumes that were coming off of that if you were sitting ramp side?
Alright, number 10 on the list is Vladimir Kozlov.
Vladimir Kozlov? Yeah. Kozlov.
Yeah, Kozlov, yeah.
Yeah.
Vladimir. A legitimate tough guy with a background in kickboxing. Not to be confused with Sambo that comes later. Kozlov debuted with SmackDown in 2008, followed in WWE, and then faded off to Ohio Valley and Deep South Wrestling. Kozlov would find himself on Monday Night Raw. He faced off against Santino Marella and Vile in a view choice match with the option of wrestling arm or wrestling or dance off.
I miss Santino Marella.
Me too.
I always liked Santino Marella. I liked how he came in and won the Intercontinental title the way he did. I mean, I don't know. He was just a likable guy. You know, he was fun, and he was actually way underutilized in the correct manner. Anyways, I mean, he was always on TV, so not as far as that goes. But as far as in-ring work and body of work in the ring goes, I mean, because he was a great wrestler. He really was. He was a great wrestler. He just never got a decent push. Jim slap Santino, Crondo says.
Number 9 on the list is Tyler Reeds. Okay, Tyler Reeds. And this is debut as part as soon to be the first ECW brand. Stubborn, tough guys. Tyler Reeds had the look of a physique of a man, posing to big things on the main roster. Oh, number 8 is Viscera.
Viscera. Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. I mean, he was also known as King Mabel. Or Mabel.
Yeah.
I like, that guy was a huge man.
Big Daddy V.
Big Daddy V. I mean, he could move around that ring so well. He was a pretty good wrestler for such a large man. So, Crondo says Santino is the reason OVW ended. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay. Next page.
Did you lose yourself on your list?
No, I went to the next page, but okay. Alright, number 7 on the list is Albert, aka A-Train.
Prince Albert. Yeah, I mean, there were times where I thought they were going to finally utilize him correctly and give him a good run, and other times it was like, oh, good God. They're just further burying him in, the back 40.
So he came back as
Tensai.
Yeah, Tensai.
That was ghastly.
He was.
I hated every minute of that. I really did.
I did.
The world's largest love machine, Crondo says.
Uh-oh, number 7 on the list is Mark Henry.
I was always a Mark Henry fan.
Me too, I was too.
Yeah, especially, I liked following what he was doing outside the ring as well, because, I mean, especially early in his career, he was doing strongman competitions, most notably winning the Arnold Schwarzenegger strongman competition, I believe, twice. But I also watched other things that because WWE also had specials regarding Henry and his strength, and I remember he was he pulled a train at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I always liked Henry. He was always interesting and intriguing.
Yeah, he truly was the world's strongest man.
He was.
However, I do have to say, there was a time frame I was not a big fan.
Well, I mean, I didn't like the sexual chocolate. Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I did not enjoy that either.
That was disturbing.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, to say the least, disturbing. And a waste of talent. You didn't have anything better to do with the world's strongest man than to give him a gimmick like sexual chocolate. And good God, Lil Joey just came off that rope like a missile. Wow.
He said when he met Michael Jordan, he was the asshole.
He said what?
Mark Henry, he said he met Michael Jordan, and he said he was the asshole.
There's a few people that have said that,
Yep.
I mean, everybody has their bad days, so. I mean, how many times has he met Michael Jordan to come up with that conclusion? I mean,
yeah, for real. Yeah,
when people say things like that, it's like, okay, did you know him? How many times have you met him? You met him once and he's having a bad day, maybe being bothered by the paparazzi and fans and people that won't leave him alone. And, I try not to judge, especially when they've done good outside, in Jordan's case, basketball. We know that they're not a bad person. But they aren't.
Yeah.
But they are human, and they're capable of having bad days, right? But again, other people said the same thing.
Yeah. Number 5, I wish they would have used him better, but they didn't. Number 5 is Brodus Clay.
Brodus Clay. I actually liked him.
Me too. I wish they would have used him better.
Yeah, I mean, I really hated that they gave him that whole Funkasaurus thing. I could have thought of a lot better gimmicks. He did.
But it was, if I remember right, it was supposed to be a punishment.
Yeah, it was.
And he took that and ran with it.
And forced them to merchandise it. That's how good of a job he did with it. But I mean, it was not. I don't think it was what any of us wanted from that dude. Like, he could have been so much better than he was.
But yeah, the thing is, my understanding is it wasn't even Vince that got mad at him. Vince loved him.
Yeah, Bros Play is an NWA, yeah. I watch NWA all the time. I love NWA.
Yeah.
And Archie, you just talking about this character. Number 4 is his side.
Tensai, yeah. I just was not a fan. I like Albert. It's got nothing to do with that. I hated the gimmick and them trying to push him off as this Japanese warrior. I mean, yeah, he went and wrestled in New Japan, but, you know, it was Albert. I mean, I don't know. I hated it. Not as much as I hated Sexual Chocolate, but I did not enjoy that iteration of Albert.
I like him. He was A-Train.
Yeah, I mean, I think A-Train was more of the right direction. I didn't care for the name.
Me either.
You know? But, I mean, I liked the Prince Albert thing. I think they should have ran with that and come up with a better, you know what I mean? I could have thought of 1,000 better attires and storylines, matchups, especially at the time, for a Prince Albert gimmick and a proper Prince Albert gimmick. But Crondo says, crazy that NWA survived the end of the territories. Yeah, it is, but I mean, they put on a good show. If anybody isn't watching NWA Power, it is a very good show. It's an old studio feel. If you watch the old NWA, back when they were in a studio and you'd have Ric Flair walk in in his suit and cut a promo right there. I mean, it still has that good quality feel to it, and some great wrestlers on the program. Some great championship matches happen. One of their more recent champions are people like Nick Aldis and Trevor Murdoch, and so I mean they've really taken some superstars and brought them back into the business and given them a platform to showcase their talents, and it's a lot of fun. They do a good job with the show. I really enjoy it. But yeah, it is crazy that they survived the end of the territories. But I'm glad they did. I'm super glad they did. And I'm super happy they still used the 10 pounds of gold.
Number 3 on my list is the Great Khali.
Stink. That's what I think of the Great Khali. Stink.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hated every single match that guy was ever in. I know, I mean that. I won't say hate, that's a strong word, but I disliked every single match that guy was in. I never enjoyed any of his matches. I just did not. Crondo says, I love Khali. Fuck you, Crondo. How dare you?
Number 2 on my list is the Pimp Daddy himself. The Godfather.
Pimpin' ain't easy.
Well, let me rephrase. It's not really Khali that I don't like. It was his ability in the ring I did not like.
Hey, Renato, who the number 1 is?
Yeah, well, he's actually also a gentle giant. I mean, I do know that he's a very nice man outside the ring. He did a lot for the WWE as far as getting into the Indian market, which is what they're also trying to use Jinder Mahal and some others for. But so yeah, he's a gentle giant. He's a good human being. He just was not a good wrestler.
I can see him now. He's in great shape. Hey, Granado, who's the number 1 is?
I have no idea.
Khali and The Rock, you both saw first in movies? Oh, so you're younger then, I assume.
Yeah. I gotta say, I loved Khali in, was it the whole 10 yard, whole thing?
Yep, the longest yard.
The longest yard, yeah.
That's, I drew a complete blank on the name.
There was a movie called The Whole 9 Yards, though.
Yeah, I know there is. That's why.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Great, smart.
Yeah, the longest yard. You know what, though? The original longest yard was better.
Yeah, I agree.
But I like how they threw back to it.
Yeah, me
You
too.
know,
Oh, I didn't dislike. I actually, that's one movie WWE did I did not dislike. I actually enjoyed that movie. It just wasn't as good as the original.
But I found it neat, you know, because I'm thinking it was a remake, you know, up until you got the spot where they find, you know, yeah. Again, drawing a complete blank of what I'm trying to say. But, you know, right
I
after
blame
Burt
Boss.
Reynolds comes in and tells his story, explains his story, and you figure out, wait a minute, this is just kind of a sequel to the original. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was a good movie. I mean, WWE actually over time has done quite a few good movies. You know, a movie I really enjoyed was the one with Kane, for instance. See No Evil.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good movie. I was completely shocked, but that was actually a pretty good thriller. Like, I actually enjoyed it. I was shocked.
Two was good, too. Yeah, even 2 was pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, yeah. I actually, at that point, thought they should have done a third at least, but...
No, I thought, because he lived on part... He lived on part 2, so I thought he was going to do another one, but I guess...
Yeah, I know, so did I, and then it never it didn't materialize, but...
So there was a movie, Stone
Yeah,
Cold.
it really is Froggy. Froggy said See No Evil is way better than a lot of other indie slashers. Yeah, it really was. Crondo says Kane is a tale of success. You betcha. You're right, 100%. We all agree with that statement, and I think I can speak for all of us at this point.
Oh, yeah.
No, one on my list was Rikishi.
Yeah.
Agreed, Crondo.
There you go. Rikishi's awesome.
Yeah, he is. Yep, one of the best big dancers out there. Well, wrestling.
Good God, the Fiend just got caught showboating big time. Wow. Near fall there by Tons of Funk. I mean, the Fiend really shit the bed on that one. Didn't realize that B. Henry was back in the ring. But anyways, did you say Rikishi?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on here?
He's the #1.
What is happening here? Wait a minute, that's the Anarchist music, is it not? Oh, you can't hear it. I apologize. It is Damien! Look at this, they are cheating! Go figure, the Anarchists. No, sir, the villain decks them. Oh, that did not turn out good for... Oh, no. He got them disqualified! Oh, my God, that is terrible. The winners of the match via disqualification, thanks to the interference run by the Nightmare Damien, the All-American Uptown B. Henry from Team 3TVB, and of course the original villain of the Archerverse from Team I'm Just Key, Kareem Key Woods. They are Tons of Funk. What a way to lose a match. I mean, that was a good match. That was a great match, in fact. I mean, I was actually looking forward to seeing an actual victor, and then out of nowhere, Damien comes in for whatever reason. I don't even know why he thought he needed to be there. I mean, the Anarchists were doing just fine on their own, I would think. But, I don't know. That is crazy. Chrono says that he became mayor. Yeah, he did become mayor. That's correct, yeah. I mean, Glenn Jacobs is definitely a success story.
He is.
All right, I'll issue the payout for that match. I cannot believe Tons of Funk won that match by disqualification. Wow. All right, on to the next match of the night. And this is a 1v1 Extreme Rules matchup between Amber Extreme and, of course, Ashley Shang, the reigning defending women's Pure Wrestling champion. And, of course, Amber Extreme and Ashley Shang have history from both the tag team division and singles competition. They are no strangers to one another. This ought to be a slobber knocker, if you will. Amber Extreme has had her eyes on that Pure Wrestling Championship since it came into existence, so she's got a target all over the back of Team Asia Invasion's gal, Asia Invasion. But that said, both tremendous wrestlers. But who do you guys got winning this? Again, no title on the line tonight. This is a 1v1 Extreme Rules matchup.
I'm going with Ashley Shang.
You're going with Ashley Shang on this one?
Yep.
What about you, boss?
Ashley Shang.
You're going with Shang as well? You don't think Amber Extreme's got what it takes to take out the Asian Nightmare tonight?
Well, yeah. Well, no, I tell you, I'm going with her. I'm going with Amber. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with her, but I bet it on another. I bet on another person.
Just to support Team Joe Link, I am going with Amber Extreme, but I'm putting my money on the reigning defending champion, Ashley Shang. Only because I'd like to see it. I feel that Ashley Shang has been doing a little bit better in the ring lately than Amber Extreme. Now, tag team action, Amber Extreme and Britt Baker been tearing up the scene, but singles competition, I feel like Ashley Shang, a little more... I mean, she's just had a better run lately, I think. So I think that she's going to win, but I would like to see Amber Extreme pick up the W and get her singles career back on track as far as that goes. So
Actually, Shang good, but I see Amber Extreme. I want Amber Extreme on this one, but I would put my money on Ashley Shang. Amber, she's tough.
yeah, she is, and she could very well get this done, but Ashley Shang snuck into the division and won that Pure Wrestling Championship for a reason. So, but we shall see. Betting lines are open. It's showtime and go time. Amber Extreme versus Ashley Shang. Extreme Rules 1v1. Let's go. All right. So where were we?
I've done my list.
Froggy Mothlight says, I am 0 for 2, but I'm going with Ashley Shang. Froggy Mothlight says, Damien looks surprised at the DQ. Well, I mean, there's been other... I mean, I kind of was too, I'll be honest, because there's been other interference runs that did not result in a DQ, so I don't... Maybe he just didn't want things to get out of hand. I mean, there's been some strange interferences by the likes of people like War the Machine, Archer... He's probably tired of the shenanigans and just wanted to end things before things got too heated. I don't know. What do you guys think of that?
No idea. And welcome, Vampire Bray.
Nicomon's VA has invaded the compound with 5 villains. How are you guys doing? Welcome into episode number 401, baby. This is our last show before tomorrow night's second annual Halloween Havoc here at the Archiverse. Tomorrow night is going to be absolute fire. If you got nothing better to do tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stop by the Archiverse. It is our next big stream preview of 2022. It is going to be 14 matches of pure fire, championship matches all night long, rivalries rearing their heads, epic action in the ring from 3 brands that are going to be going head-to-head for bragging rights, supremacy, thirst for blood, lust for gold. You don't want to miss it. Tonight, we've got rivalries and grudge matches that are still pushing the limits and adding just a little more fuel to the fire before we enter tomorrow night's second annual Halloween Havoc. But anyways, welcome in. Thanks for being here. How was your stream? And how are you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, I claim the superstar. Stone Cold Steve.
And Glenola, thank you for the shout-outs, by the way.
No problem. And,
Boss Apollo has redeemed Claim a Superstar. Claim a Superstar 2 to be exact. Dex Jess, glad to hear that. FKW, how you doing? All right, here we go. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is a non-title matchup There are no title matches tonight because tomorrow night is our next big stream preview of 2022, the second annual Halloween Havoc, so all title matches will be tomorrow night. But we have some rivalries, again, taking place tonight, some fiery feuds going on. There's a lot of action. People still looking for a spot on tomorrow night's big stream preview card. And by the way, incidentally, the stream preview begins tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to rock the evening right from the get-go. Wait until you see tomorrow night's card. It is going to be epic. Oh, Nick Amons. Let me explain why you got timed out there. So here at the Archerverse, much like Chris Jericho had the list of Jericho, we have a list of Archer here. Any time that I feel spiteful, I add new words to the list. I'm not sure what you said. I do have to look. Stream. You said stream. So there's a long-running joke here at the Archerverse that I am not a streamer because I do not play games. I do not sit and entertain the masses by playing a video game because I'm just not that gifted like the likes of Glenola and J-Negative Gaming and many of the people that we're friends with. I'm just not that great at video. I love video games, but I'm not as good as you guys. But I do create content and produce a wrestling show. Therefore, I broadcast a show to everybody, and we joke that I'm a broadcaster, not a streamer. Therefore, I ban the word stream. FTK says, how do I differentiate between friend and a foe in a ladder match, for instance? I turned on indicators, but I have no idea who's on my team and their team. Concerning what? I must have missed something here.
I think he's asking with 2K22 how to.
Oh, in general.
Yeah.
I mean, who did you choose for your team? I mean, in a ladder match, unless you're. I mean, are you? Is this a singles competition ladder match, or is this a tag team ladder match, a multi-man tag team ladder match? 8 players? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a ladder match. Oh, 4v4. Well, I mean, you don't remember who you chose?
I'm wondering if he's having like a multiplayer match.
Well, he said it's a 4v4, which means it's an 8-man tag team ladder match.
But he says 8 players, so I wonder if he's having, just actual.
Like, are you? Yeah, I was gonna say, are you actually playing? But I mean, you would think you would know when the match started who your team was, because you got to join your team. That's why I was wondering if he just forgot who was on his team.
Oh, he's playing, single player. I don't know. It's.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, you'd have to know who was on your team. I don't know all the players by appearance. Interesting situation.
Yeah.
Again, normally when you join a team to be, you would know who your tag team partners are, but.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'll agree with you on that. It'd be nice to have an indicator.
Yep, I mean.
The earlier games did.
They did, yeah. But anyways. So yeah, I don't know. Again, normally when you're in an 8-man tag team matchup, you know who your tag team partners are. So I don't. If you've just randomly joined without paying attention to who the tag team partners are, I'm not sure how you would tell who they were, except for the fact they're not hitting you. They're probably not going to attack you. So you can start there.
Unless one's War of the Machine, and then, well. He's going to attack anybody.
Dex Jess says, really love the voice, makes me feel like I'm legitimately watching wrestling. Dex Jess, we have not even scratched the surface, baby. We are the late night place to be, the most must-see show on Twitch TV, and the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. So welcome in. We're glad you're here. Enjoy the show, my friend. That is first and foremost what the Archerverse is all about. A bunch of people getting together late at night, having great conversations with great people, watching great matches, putting on great shows. It is what we do. So we're glad that you're here to join it and be part of the Fam Jam. FKW got timed out. I just got to figure out what he said.
WWE.
Oh, WWE.
WWF.
Yeah,
You
so
did both WWE and WWF. So
yeah, those are on the list of Archer. So is Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, Stephanie McMahon. I mean, there's a lot of. What are we at, Glenola? 173?
I don't remember.
I think we're somewhere around 173 words on the list of Archer.
And most of those are relating to appreciating Archer. You know.
Yeah, most of them are related to appreciating me. Don't worry. If you get zapped by one of those bad words that are on the list of Archer, we will make sure we untime you out. Welcome to the Lance Bowman Appreciation Club. Well, that's okay. That doesn't correlate to me, so that's fine. The FK doesn't give a fuck. He's just going to keep typing WWE anyways. He's like, fuck you, Archer. How dare you, FK? Waltz is in here and tells me to fuck myself like that. Ghastly. Amber Extreme going upstairs here. We've been completely ignoring the match. Well, we haven't been ignoring it. We've been ignoring the commentary for this matchup. What a great match this has been so far. And again, for those just coming in, this is actually an Extreme Rules matchup. It is 1v1 between two superstars that are very familiar with one another in that ring, both in singles competition and tag team competition. So it is going to be a slobber knocker. I can't tell you who's going to win this match. We have made our predictions. However, this is a fantastic match for the women's division. Ashley Shang, the Asian Nightmare from Team Asia Invasion. And, of course, Amber Extreme, one half of the Outlaws from Team Joe Link. They were both multiple-time champions in tag team division and singles competition. So this is a great, great matchup heading into Halloween Havoc. Bowman equals Archer. Crondo, how dare you? That is ghastly. Shooting star press from a standstill by the Asian Nightmare. Did you see that? Amber Extreme not done, though. 2 count only. Chrono says, welcome to my list. Your list doesn't count. And there you go. That is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the Extreme Rules matchup from Team Asia Invasion, the Asian Nightmare, and the reigning defending Women's Pure Wrestling Champion, Ashley Shang. One half of the Click, by the way. For those that don't remember, she is also part of the Click in the Women's Tag Team Division. All right, so I'll issue the payout for that match. The Asian Nightmare picking up a big W. All right, there we go. Payout has been issued. And now on to the next match of the evening. All right, this is a triple threat matchup between Cheryl O'Grady from Team Cheyenne Cage. We got Al's Blade. And, of course, from Team Christian Cool, the former multiple-time champion and, of course, current reigning defending WCW United States champion, Erica Ann Smith. And I'm just going to get the betting lines open for this one. I believe this is just a regular triple threat falls count anywhere. So unless there's been some shady business that I'm not aware of, it is a single fall triple threat falls count anywhere matchup between these three Vixen villains. 2 of the 3, of course, been champions. Alice Blade still searching for that first championship in the women's division, whether it come via tag team division or singles competition, I'm sure she does not care. All right, give me a moment. So who walks in with the W?
That's something we haven't had in a while.
I'm opening the betting line, so you'll have to elaborate.
Someone just sell followers, primes, and viewers.
Nice.
We haven't had one of those in a while.
How about you buy some of my ball sweat, and we'll consider it. All right, so who's walking in with the W? O'Grady, Blade, or Smith? There we go. Betting lines are open. You guys have 5 minutes to make your bets. And it is showtime and go time. Triple threat. Falls, count, anywhere. Let's go.
Woozy isn't on the broadcast tonight, Condos.
Yeah, Woozy is actually taking care of business outside of the squared circle for the evening. He'll be back, he hopes, by next week, I believe. Again. Indeed, Crondo. I believe he is something to do with his move. I don't believe he's completely moved into where he's headed yet.
The following contest is a triple threat falls count anywhere match. Making her way to the ring, representing the new...
And Kushel 576 was banned. We do not want to purchase what you have to offer, sir.
Now this is a superstar who can breathe new life into this crowd. They were already alive, Cole.
All right, so where were we? Boss, you were done your list, weren't you?
I believe he did finish out the list because the last one was Rikishi.
Last one was Rikishi, yes. It seems as though Boss has slipped away from us, Clinola. Sneaky. Sneaking off to the concession stands, and I bet she's not bringing us anything back either.
And Corey, I can tell you these superstars are excited to be able to compete tonight on Halloween. Would you stop, Cole? Do you really think these superstars care about a silly holiday like Halloween? The only thing they care about is winning a match.
I'm sure somebody somewhere's done it because otherwise they wouldn't keep going. But
Froggy says, have follow bots ever worked? I mean, I wouldn't know. I personally have never tried to utilize a bot because, I mean, that, well, first of all, is frowned upon for many reasons. You know, I don't tend to do anything that can harm the reputation or credibility of our channel, so I just don't go there and do things like that. You know? Anyways, I think we need it. We need ourselves a new list.
well, okay. This was
I really don't like the way you laugh there. I feel like there's a Taco Boy list coming.
Ooh, wait a minute. Let me look.
Ghastly.
Yeah, haven't done a Taco Boy list in a while.
Crondo says bots aren't people, so they don't help, don't buy merchandise, or provide.
Organic growth.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to say organic growth for the channel. No, they do not. It actually says organic right underneath, so.
I think I'm going to hold off on it.
But, I mean, they also attach themselves to other people's channels and can cause issues in different ways, but...
Yeah. So, we're going to do the top 10 worst WWE pay-per-views in history.
Ooh, you know, this could be fun, because I got to tell you, there's a lot of bad ones. And here comes the reigning defending WCW Women's United States Champion from Team Christian Cool, Erica Ann Smith.
Now, this is off of the Sportster.com.
The Sportster.
January 26, 2022, by Tavon King.
What is it with this Tavon King? I mean, he's been writing quite a few articles lately.
Is
it Tavon? I wonder if it's Tevin.
It may be Tevin.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was just curious. I have no idea. I believe I read one of his articles and called him Tevin, and you said Taven, so that's why I asked. I thought maybe you knew.
No, I don't. But this is according to CageMatch.net.
Okay.
It specifies in the title. So, number 10, Hell in a Cell 2019.
Back, boss. I thought I heard Boss come back. Never mind.
I did too. FKW, yes. The matches are all run by the computer. So, you never know what's going to happen.
What'd you say?
I was just explaining to FKW that these matches are all run by the computer, so you never know what's going to happen.
Why, did he ask about it?
Yes.
Oh, Archerverse, are these all CPU? Yeah. FK, yeah, nobody plays a game here. This is a fantasy wrestling league.
Yep, storyline
driven, 100% simulated. And we are just about at our 2-year mark. And the reason for that is that they are simulated. We don't have somebody choosing who's going to win or lose, or somebody putting their own wrestling character over others to gain some sort of strange glory in the EFED world, if you know what I mean. So 100% simulated. All content is created by us.
And Crondo's PPV, or pay-per-view, is banned on the list of Archer.
Ah, yes. Crondo, yes. Another word on the list of Archer. You have to say stream per view here, sir. Again, I mean, any word I feel like being spiteful enough to add to the list has been added to the list. Crondo says, the fuck in your house.
See, he was thinking that was in your house is what was banned.
Oh no, not in your house. Just the 3 letters.
But yeah, Hell in a Cell 2019. The match featuring the Hell in a Cell match featuring Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks was the peak of the entire card. Oh, wow, I didn't even know about this part. The rest of the show couldn't match that. Charlotte Flair regained the Women's Championship from Bayley. However, the Hell in a Cell match with Universal Championship up for grabs between Seth Rollins and The Fiend was farcical. Match ended in a no contest. Which, how in the hell do you get a no contest in a Hell in a Cell match?
Right? And I believe that speaks for every wrestling fan on the planet at the time, because I remember seeing that and going, the fuck just happened? The fuck just happened?
I don't see how a match with no rules, no holds barred, anything goes in a, unless they knock each other out. You know, simultaneous knockout somehow. But number 9, sorry. In Your House, Great White North, 1995.
FK says, oh, this is like the 4chan Cup on Pro Evolution Soccer. Okay.
I wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know. We'll take your word for it, FK. What we do know, FK, is that we are the late night place to be, the most must-see show on Twitch TV, and the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. And we're very thankful that you stumbled upon our channel, and we're glad you're here, so thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Most definitely.
Oh, look at Crondo speaking Spanish here. How dare you? Are there bets? There are bets. Betting lines are open either individually or if somebody opens them for the evening. And what we do is we start the bet before each match. So if you want to make any bets, you'll just have to wait till the next matchup.
All right. So for Great White North.
Well, Crondo, Spanish, Portuguese, whatever the hell you were speaking is not a language I understand, so fuck you.
Oh, damn. Right here says how good it starts off. Home favorites Brett, Noah, and Hart were relegated to dark matches. Razor Ramon pulled double duty as he was unsuccessfully challenged for the tag team championship with the 1-2-3 Kid. However, he became a 4-time Intercontinental Champion when he beat Dean Douglas for the gold. Rounding things off, Diesel retained the WWE Championship against the British Bulldog.
I'm not going to repeat that, Crondo, but I understand that.
All right. So number 8. Great American Bash 2004. Now, I do recall 2 moments from this match. So, or this pay-per-view. Great American Bash 2004 was extremely lackluster, but it's best remembered for 2 things. Bradshaw ended Eddie Guerrero's WWE Championship reign in a Texas Bull Rope match. And Undertaker saw off the Dudley Boys in a handicap concrete crypt match. However, he pulled the lever which sealed his longtime manager Paul Bearer's fate. Which, I remember those 2 moments. I remember the clips from that.
Do you?
Other than Rey Mysterio and Chavo's outstanding Cruiserweight Championship match, the rest of the card was what you would expect to see on SmackDown. Kenzo Suzuki versus Billy Gunn, Mordecai beating Hardcore Holly.
Mordecai! Fuck, I forgot about Mordecai. Mordecai was the guy they brought in that was supposed to be the next big opponent for The Undertaker, but the problem was that The Undertaker was near 7 feet tall. Mordecai was about 2 feet tall. It was a cool gimmick, but it was the wrong person for the gimmick. Wrong person for the gimmick. If you're gonna, you can't have. It'd be like, actually, Rey Mysterio faced Kane once, so there's that. But it's just not believable not when it comes to wrestling people like that.
Well, didn't Ray beat Big
Yes,
Show
he did.
Too?
He did.
But it was a hell of a.
But I don't like stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that because let's be honest, if the Big Show is mad at Rey Mysterio gets squashed by the Big Show.
Not necessarily. Speed matters.
When you're that big. When you're that big. There's a reason there's...
If the Big Show doesn't get a hold, can't get a hold of you.
No, sir.
You have a chance.
The only way Rey Mysterio beats Big Show in a fight is with a weapon. Sorry. Size matters. That belief that size doesn't matter is pure myth. Go enter a steel cage with Brock Lesnar.
Hey, I'm not saying it would be easy. I'm just saying that if he can keep out of reach,
No, but tell you the truth, the Big Show is not slow. The Big Show is fast.
FK says, I missed the OG Kane. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Cheryl O'Grady, the former YTD Academy Grand Prix Women's Champion, picking up a big W. Wow, that is a big win for her heading into Halloween Havoc. That puts her in good standing to chase that. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think she goes for a main roster title at this point, or do you think she goes back for the YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Championship? What do you guys think?
I think she's going back to the YT Academy Championship.
You think so? I kind of was leaning that way myself.
I think she's on her way to the main roster, but I don't think she's quite there yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, we kind of know that because she was given opportunity, as the YTD Academy superstars are throughout the weeks. Certain ones get spots on either Starrcade or Wrestle Wars, and they either do well or they don't. Then it's back to the YTD Academy. But Cheryl O'Grady did have a bit of a rough go when it came to the main roster, so you're probably right about that. She might just be a little bit green yet for the main roster, much less a main roster world title push.
No,
so.
I don't know. You know, for the Archerverse, War Zone, she might do okay on Warzone.
Well, we don't have a war zone. You can never remember the name of the Wednesday show. 2 years. 2 years.
Hey, it's changed at least twice in that 2 years.
Not those shows. Those shows have always been the same because Mr. T made the logos for us. But Wrestle Wars.
Yeah, that's right.
Wrestle Wars.
I'm terrible at that. You know me in names.
The only show that kept changing was the WCW show. Kept changing.
Yeah, it's definitely, but she definitely isn't ready for Starrcade.
No.
No, she's definitely not ready for Wolfpack Championship Wrestling.
All right. So who? I issued the payout for the last matchup, so we'll move on to the next match of the evening. And I'll get the betting lines ready. So FK, if you want to do so here in just a few moments, and is actually a very interesting match because this is the another former YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling defending current champion on the main roster. I believe the WCW Women's Champion, actually, is she not, guys? Somebody want to fact check that for me? I think Angel Terror is the WCW Women's World Champion. Either way, that is a fantastic matchup right there because the three faces of fear, one of the most feared women on the roster, a great wrestler, formidable champion, and Akira Blade has already proven herself to be very versatile, very athletic. She is quick in the ring. She's got some serious gifts in the technical department. So this is a very, very good matchup heading in to Halloween Havoc between Akira Blade and Angel Terror, I think. What do you think, boss?
I think it is too. I think it's one hell of a match.
It's just a regular 1v1 matchup. No special rule set or gimmick in place here.
Yeah, I would love to see them. To tell you the truth, I would love to see them in the tag team division.
And Angel Terror
Akira Blade is.
Women's.
She's which one?
WCW Women's World Champion.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah. So she is, in fact, the WCW Women's World Champion. So this is a former YTD Academy champion taking on a main roster champion, current reigning defending world champion. I'm not saying Akira Blade gets the job done here, but she has been very impressive. Angel Terror, though, it's kind of hard to bet against her, I'll be honest.
She had beat her before. She beat Angel Terror before.
In singles competition?
No, in
like a multi-man matchup.
Yeah, she pinned her.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm talking singles competition here.
Oh, well, single competition, no, not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess multi-man matches, technically speaking, are singles competition matches, but 1v1 we're discussing, for the most part.
Okay, well, in that case, no, but you got a chance that she is one tough cookie.
She is, yeah.
But the difference is in a multi-man match is you have somebody helping weaken your opponent.
True. No, but when she beat her, they was the last. When she beat Angel Terror, they was the last two remaining when she beat her. Oh, cool.
I remember the matchup now.
Cool is not in a party.
Yeah, Cool's not on here tonight. I'll refund that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Christian Cool will be joining us or not. It's Saturday. It's up in the air. I would imagine he's spending time with the lady. I don't know if he has any plans for Twitch tonight at all. If he does join, I'm going to guess it'll be a little bit later and or just via chat, maybe. It's hard to say with Saturdays. I know he'll be around tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Halloween Havoc, but... So we can either refund you, or you can simply utilize that whenever Cool shows up. That's up to
I
you.
went and refunded it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine, too. I have no problem with that. All right, so here we go. Betting lines are open. So, FK, if you want to make a bet on the matchup, go right ahead. The betting lines are now officially opened, and it is showtime and go time. Akira Blade versus the Three Faces of Fear. Falls count anywhere. One fall ends the matchup. Let's go. And, guys, I'm just going to grab myself a quick beverage while you guys continue your discussion. I'll be right back, my friends.
Well, number 7 on the list was Battleground 2017.
Battleground. Yeah,
Yeah. They that night saw New Day get a SmackDown Tag Team Championship win over the Usos. But the rest of it sounds like it was pretty crap. Jinder Mahal beat Randy Orton in a Punjabi prison match.
I remember that match.
Khali made a one-off appearance to help Mahal prevail. Owens beat AJ Styles for the U.S. Championship. And Cena outlasted Rusev in a flag match.
Yeah, that Battleground was it was weak. I don't really care for it.
And hello, Punisher. How's it going?
Punisher.
Really think these superstars care about a silly holiday like Halloween? The only thing they care about is winning a match.
I'm firing frogs here, Punisher. Alright, so number 6 on the list is Fastlane 2017.
Fastlane 2017.
Noteworthy results included Bayley retaining the Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair, Roman Reigns overcoming Braun Strowman. Ultimately, the main event was a joke, with Goldberg dethroning Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship in just 22 seconds.
Yeah, I don't like that right there. I don't like that at all. Yes.
Reaching a fever pitch upon their arrival, and we are just seconds away from a highly anticipated match.
Goldberg is overrated. He should be. Let's just boost up.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm a Goldberg fan, but
Me too. But that's like me. Like Goldberg, Goldberg is one of my favorite wrestlers.
yeah.
Have returned.
Welcome back.
I feel warm and fuzzy by the warm welcome from the Great Glenola. Anyways, what were we discussing? I heard Goldberg as soon as I sat down, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, this could be a good or a very bad conversation, depending.
Fastlane 2017.
Yo, Punisher's in the house.
Yep.
And Punisher just hit the self-destruct button. Already. Just got here. You guys will have to get used to that. Punisher just likes to find every word on Archer's list.
Every single word.
Every single word he possibly can.
But yeah, we were talking about because at Fastlane 2017, Goldberg took out Kevin Owens in 22 seconds.
Ah, yes, that was absolutely ghastly too. By the way, is my personal opinion on that. What do you guys think about Bill Goldberg taking out Kevin Owens in 22 seconds?
I actually think that was a mistake. You know,
Me too.
Yeah,
and I'm
big
not a
time.
big Kevin Owens fan, but a squash match against Owens was just not right.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think. I said
That's not funny, Crondo.
If they're gonna get Goldberg to win, at least
Somebody want to ban Crondo?
Oh, I don't know. That seems about right to me.
Punisher says, the what? The Spear Bowman Appreciation Club. Crondo's attempting to be comedic relief for the evening, Punisher. Well, see, there is no Lance Archer. There's your first mistake. There is only an Elijah Archer. He does need to do a better job, yes. I mean, you can blame Glenola because he has been entertaining the antics of one Crondo who has been attempting to be a villain for the evening. Oh, big kick in the face by Angel Terror. Take that, Akira Blade. But anyways, yeah, Goldberg beating Owens in 22 seconds was absolutely a mistake.
Yeah, I think if they're gonna give him the win, at least could have made at least like a 10 or 15-minute match.
I mean, first of all, Goldberg shouldn't even be beating Kevin Owens.
No, not at all.
You know?
But his first, what I liked about it was when he first came to the league, his first match in WWE, he beat John Cena. You know?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And then they turned around like a couple years later, you let Goldberg beat him in 22 seconds. Come on.
Right, right.
The disrespect.
It was. I definitely not a fan of that decision.
Neither.
All right, number 5 is Super SmackDown 2019.
Super SmackDown.
Opening match between Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin for the Universal Championship was not fun to watch.
I mean,
Shane McMahon. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, anything after they changed Baron Corbin's original gimmick, I did not enjoy. I actually thought that Baron Corbin was cool when he first came into the company. I liked his gimmick. I thought he was intriguing.
He was. Yep.
You know, he was interesting. And he kind of come off as a pretty good badass, not to mention. And then they go and change him to, well, basically what he's became, and he's just comedic value now.
One of his best feuds,
or attempted comedic value.
I agree too. I think one of his best feuds was with the old Baron Corbin.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, what did they call it? Was he was the lone wolf or something, wasn't he?
Yeah. The lone wolf. Yep, the lone wolf Baron Corbin. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think one of his best feuds back then, at his old stuff, was with John Moxley. That was one of his best feuds he had so far.
Yeah.
Shane McMahon battled past Roman Reigns thanks to Drew McIntyre. Orton and Triple H had a 25-minute showdown, which was not one of their best.
Which was kind of weird because it was like they dragged that match out to try and get something more out of it. But yeah, ultimately, that's not wrong. It wasn't that great of a match.
Mansoor prevailed in a 51-man battle royale. And they say, however, the Undertaker and Goldberg match came 20 years too late, with neither man at the peak of their powers. And,
Jesus Christ, did you see that kick to the head by Blade? That was fucking vicious.
It was.
Look at the striking by Blade here. Look at it, rolls her right into an ankle lock. Or a leg lock, I can't tell, the barricade's in the way. Wow, what a matchup these guys are having. They're putting on a clinic in there.
And I don't care for that match. It was 20 years too late.
It was 20 years too late. I don't disagree with that.
So I think instead of him feuding with Kane, when he came, I think he should have feuded with the Undertaker instead of feuding with Kane.
Oh, he could have done both.
I didn't even see who I was yet today. Thank you, Crondo. You reminded me to check.
Yeah, I agree. No, it could have been both of them. But he did. I don't know why he did. I don't know why.
God damn it! I am Lita. That is not funny. Good God. 4-4-1.
I'm gonna do something now. I'm gonna put the.
Today, Vampire Bree is Trish Stratus. And by the way, Vampire Bree, welcome into the show. Welcome to episode number 401. here at the Archiverse, our final show before tomorrow night's second annual Halloween Havoc. Appreciate you for being here.
I make phone.
Can we get a shout out for Vampire Bree, please?
I'll do another one, sure.
And did we get a shout out for Punisher, by the way, since he's been here? I know we've gotten basically everybody else, to my knowledge.
I don't know if I got one for Punisher. So
Let's just, let's just throw out a shout out for Punisher as well. Look at that, Akira Blade kicking it again, 2 count only there. These guys are putting on an absolute wrestling clinic in there. Not only a wrestling clinic, they're also having a brawl for all in there. The striking from both Akira Blade and the 3 Faces of Fear have been absolutely phenomenal.
So whoever loses, they still win. It's a good match.
Right? I mean, it doesn't even matter who wins the match at this point. This has been a phenomenal match. I hope this turns into a long-standing feud between these two. And considering Blade is a former YTD Academy Women's Champion and Terror is a reigning defending WCW Women's Champion, imagine if Akira Blade actually wins here tonight. That might change our narrative to what we said earlier about the potential at Halloween Havoc tomorrow night. I think. But anyways, back to what you were saying.
Alrighty. Well, number 4, we have December to Dismember 2006.
I'm trying to remember that show.
Had a tag team battle between the Hardys and Eminem, which was a brilliant match according to this.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But the main event was an Extreme Elimination Chamber match with Big Show's ECW Championship at stake.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of the match by submission from Team Leo the King, the reigning defending WCW Women's World Champion, the 3 Faces of Fear, Angel Terror, picks up the big W.
Most feared woman. That was one hell of a match.
It was a great match. All right, I'll issue the payout for that. Winner was Angel Terror. And there we go, payout issued.
But CM Punk was the sentimental favorite, though he was the first person eliminated. Love to hear that. Lashley got the nod to win the ECW Championship, and Paul Heyman left shortly thereafter, as he was not a fan of the decision.
I agree, Foglegs.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of have to agree with it, yeah. All right, so the payout has been issued, and we're moving on to the next match of the evening, and we are officially, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, now in what we consider here at the Archiverse the championship rounds. And, of course, that was mostly considered the championship rounds before we started opening the betting lines every single night. But on evenings where that doesn't take place, the last 3 matches of any card, whether it be a stream preview or a regular show, is, of course, what we consider the championship rounds, and the betting lines are automatically opened if they haven't already been. But next match of the night, triple threat tornado tag team action between the Coalition Starrcade. Team 1 Woozy TV's Youngblood Graves teaming up with his partner in crime, the Viper Randy Orton, taking on the Public Enemy. From Team Boss Apollo and Team Leo the King, we have Demon Razor and Eddie D. Terror taking on the reigning, defending, undisputed WCW World Tag Team Champions. From Team Granola, War the Machine, and from Team Cornhusk Show, Carino, Sinister Farmer, the most feared man on any roster. They are, of course, known as the Wolfpack, and this should be a fantastic matchup. But who do you guys think is walking out with the W here?
I'm going with Public Enemy. Thank you very much, Granola.
That was a very quick decision. Wolfpack.
Hey.
All
right, well, Woozy's not here and to make his decision, and since, you know, the Coalition Starrcade happens to be, partially my team, I'm going to have to side with the Coalition here. I'm going to have to do it. And besides, you guys are choosing your team, so why should I, why should I fall off the wagon here and choose one of your teams?
Intelligence?
Well, I mean, that's why I chose the Coalition.
I think the Wolfpack might be a little bit better choice.
Well, no, I think the Public Enemy would be a better choice.
I mean, to be fair, I guess the Wolfpack are the champions, but... All right, here we go. The betting lines are open. Showtime and go time for the first match of the championship rounds. Triple threat tornado tag team action. The Coalition Starrcade, the Public Enemy, and the Wolfpack. Let's go. All right.
And I have placed my bet.
You placed your bet?
Dang!
What'd you drop? 13,000 Archiverse bucks on the Wolfpack, guys. You guys got to get in on this bet. If you were to even bet 10 or 20 Archiverse bucks, imagine if you win. That's a payout.
And somebody else bet on the Wolfpack as well.
The Public Enemy making their way to the ring.
Oh. But number 3, we got King of the Ring 95.
I loved the King of the Ring. We've talked about this many a times before, but I really hope they eventually bring back the King of the Ring in its proper form, give it back its glory and prestige. It should be a premium live event.
Definitely.
Hands down, it should not be just a show that they throw out on a Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. It needs to be given back its glory, and be done right by this time, I think. And I really hope that happens. But anyways, go ahead.
All right. Got Bret Hart defeated Jerry Lawler in a Kiss My Foot match. Mabel defeated Savio Vega in arguably the worst
Savio Vega.
Diesel and Bam Bam Bigelow won against Psycho Sid and Tatanka in the main event.
They did.
He's a good wrestler too.
I mean, Tatanka, when he first came into the business, was awesome, and later on, he just... Like, after he left for a while and came back, he was never the same.
Nope.
But I didn't realize Diesel and Bam Bam Bigelow had teamed up.
Neither. I never really seen that either.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that. I gotta be honest, I don't remember the match.
Yeah.
I remember the
Well,
match
it just says it was an average main event.
Chrono says in Japan they have the G1 and people like it, so King of the Ring can be good. Well, the King of the Ring is over 30 years old, but I mean they just don't utilize it right anymore.
Yeah, it has given birth to some amazing moments.
Yep, it really has.
Of course, being you talk about your John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, "I just kicked your ass."
Yep, that came right after him winning the King of the Ring.
Yeah,
I mean, not just that, Randy Macho Man Savage became, the King of the Ring and WWF champion. I mean, there's been some great moments. Leedy in the house. Leedy Lobster. What's going on, Leedy Lobster? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here.
So do y'all think that DJ would have... Not think they kind of...
Macho King, Crondo says. You damn right. Macho King was awesome.
Yeah, of course, then you had King Booker. You had,
Did you have anything else to add to that? Or you were just going to leave us hanging with King Booker?
My brain just completely shut down.
Apparently.
William Regal, after his win,
You know what was funny? I got to interrupt. Did anybody see the promo between William Regal and MJF.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of MJF's promo that made 0 sense and actually, in my opinion, took away from the success of the promo was he basically tried to make it look like William Regal was never a good wrestler and that he was just a joke. But that neither here nor there. By the end of the promo, it was actually William Regal that schooled MJF. But it was just weird. I don't know. The only reason I watched it is because people were boasting about it, so I watched it and I thought, well, I don't know. I wasn't that impressed, actually, first and foremost. Second of all, I thought Regal ended up looking better than MJF, who was supposed to be one of their star. Now, I realize there's a lot going on behind the scenes, but supposedly he's the one they're pushing towards the World Championship right now. So you'd think they would make him look a little stronger than being basically a person that idolized William Regal, and then it was spiteful because William Regal promised him something that he didn't quite get yet because, in William Regal's opinion, he didn't earn it and needs to step up his game. I mean, first of all, we've seen this before. You know, no reinvention of the wheel there. But second of all, again, they made William Regal, that is supposed to be part of management now, supposed to be part of the AEW team, look better than the person they're pushing towards the World Championship in the weirdest way possible. Because it's not like he's a newcomer. So it's
well, sorry, Archer, but I
No,
love
go
the
ahead.
way that plate shines in the black and white. You know, the sparkle of that belt in that black and white intro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that too. I mean, I like the new WCW World Tag Team titles, period.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it very much a combination of vintage meets modern look for the championship. It's actually absolutely gorgeous.
There's something about the way, you know, in a monochrome, you don't usually get that sparkle showing through.
Right? Lots of diamonds on that bad boy. But anyways,
All right. Well, number 2 on this is Crown Jewel 2018.
Cardini says, "Why is Randall so handsome?" And then Cardini says, "MJF, isn't that the mid guy?" Well, actually, MJF is probably a future superstar and world champion in the making, but I don't think Tony Khan's doing himself any justice the way he's currently handling his career path with MJF. I think he should handle it differently, but Cardini says, "Oh, he's the cutest." Must be talking about Randy Orton again here. So now we know that Cardini is a Randy Orton fan. Chrono says, "Froggy Mouth Legs, where's Famine would build a KFC?"
Alright, WWE's second trip to Saudi Arabia in 2018 was unsuccessful with a poor event at Crown Jewel 2018.
Yeah.
Majority of the show is focused on crowning the winner of the World Cup. Shane McMahon replaced The Miz, and he defeated Ziggler, which was illogical to become the self-proclaimed best in the world. Lesnar defeated Braun Strowman for the vacant Universal Championship in a lousy 3-minute affair. Shawn Michaels brought his 8-year stint in retirement to a halt. He decided to team up with Triple H in a horrific tag match against the Brothers of Destruction, which was full of botches.
Well,
Which actually is surprising if have a match with those 4 have any botches, let alone be full of it.
yeah. Well, I mean, it happens on occasion, right? But I mean, I think it all depends on your atmosphere too, and I think a lot of people went to Crown Jewel not necessarily wanting to be there. Like, there's a lot of superstars that don't agree with being over there running shows, much less being in prolific matches. But that aside, I gotta be honest, I have not yet enjoyed one single Crown Jewel show.
Yeah.
Maybe a match or two involving, but I mean, I've not liked any of the Crown Jewels.
I haven't watched any of them, so I can't comment there.
Yeah.
But, and then...
Crondo says, Curlidi, Theory is handsomer.
Number 1 is Super Showdown 2020. It was WWE's final trip to Saudi Arabia for 20 months. Let's see. Despite Bayley and Naomi making history as the first pair of women to compete for a championship in Saudi Arabia, their match failed to click. Lesnar squashed Ricochet in a successful title defense.
Which was stupid. I mean, what was the point in that? Like, there was no moment during that entirety that anybody thought, hey, maybe Ricochet will beat Lesnar. You know what I mean? There was just no...
Taker made a quick cameo by winning the gauntlet match for the Tuareg Mountain Trophy. However, in typical Goldberg fashion, he captured his second Universal Championship at the Fiend's expense in another squash match.
Yeah.
2 World Championships not lasting 5 minutes on pay-per-view is inexcusable. And I agree with that.
Me too.
Now that... Go ahead, Renault. Go ahead.
You know, especially somebody like The Fiend. You know, of course, they misuse The Fiend anyways. I mean, we've talked about my thoughts on how The Fiend should have been used.
Yep.
You know, he could have very easily been the one to not only retire, but replace The Undertaker.
I wish that would have happened.
Yeah, me too. That way. Me too, and again, I've literally read articles where they've discussed it being ludicrousy that Bray thought he could be the next Undertaker. He already was. Like I don't understand how somebody could even say that he wasn't on that route.
I think that Undertaker took him out of his ring, and he could have been the next. Or not the next.
Wow! Holy shit! The Public Enemy won already. Wait a minute, that was a double pin. War the Machine is absolutely pissed. He thought he had that victory because he watched the replay. I believe it was Eddie DeTerra that got the win there, was it not? Or was it Demon Razor, right?
Eddie DeTerra.
It was Eddie DeTerra, yeah. So Eddie DeTerra pins Carino Farmer, but War the Machine has Graves pinned.
Oh, what happened? War Machine was 1 second late.
Was he? Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, big victory for...
About half a second.
A half a second.
But a half a second?
Yeah, look, you know, because, to me, that was about what I count. That was about a half a second, you know, between, yeah.
All right, so...
just grabbing the hook in the leg and War hook in the leg. I mean, it was just like right there.
Yeah, like a half, not even half a second. It was like
that was crazy. And to think, if there was a championship on the line there, the Wolfpack, who would not have actually technically lost, would have lost their titles by a half a second. Half a second. That'd be hard to swallow. Now, that would lead to one hell of a rivalry. If it doesn't already, I mean, I can't see the Wolfpack being too happy that Public Enemy just pulled that off. But the question is, will Public Enemy now head into Halloween Havoc and join the Tag Team Championship matchup?
Well, they could, but Demon Razor got a match to get the TNA Championship. I won the I was close to the numbers.
Boss won something.
Yeah, I was close to the numbers.
Which ones? Oh, the YTD Academy matchup?
Yep.
Nice. So there won't be any YTD Academy Championship matches till after Halloween Havoc, but...
Oh, yeah, my bad. My bad. I didn't say that, my bad.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's going to be YTD Academy Championship matches at Halloween Havoc, but those championship matches are already spoken for, right?
Okay. Oh, yeah, in that case, well...
The last 4 weeks of storylines and rivalries, I mean, we can't meddle with that stuff. We can add people, too. We could add, too, so we could say, okay, Demon Razor... But, I mean, I would assume the Public Enemy would be chasing the tag titles at...
Yeah, I'd rather go that route, because I want the wolf pack. I want... Demon Razor want war. After he paid that kid, knock one of my teammates...
Paid?
Well, not paid, but terrified.
Well...
Hey, War does not have to terrify his nephews.
Alright, payout has been issued. Here we go. Koa main event of the evening. And this is a 5 Alive in Hell match. And we've got the reigning defending WCW World Champion in this matchup, Reese the Voice Williams. We have AJ Styles, Karrion Kross. We have from Team Punisher, Austin Furious in the house, and of course the former WCW World Champion, the man called Drek from Team Dedrick. This is going to be a hellacious battle, but who do you guys got taking the victory in this one? Who's picking up the big W here?
Well, I think in this one I'm going to go with Reese the Voice Williams.
What about you, boss?
This is a tough one. Let's see. If I had to pick, I'm going with AJ Styles.
You're going with AJ Styles?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to go with Drek on this one. I mean, Drek has a tendency to perform very, very well in big moments. This happened to be a big moment. I mean, this is a fatal 5-way with the world champion heading into Halloween Havoc. Imagine if he's able to pick up a victory here. Well, either one of them. If either one of them are able to pick up a victory here tonight, you know, and hand an L to Reese the Voice Williams. Hell, if one of them can actually beat him for the victory of this matchup, even better, right? It's a big match heading into tomorrow night. I'm surprised the world champion wanted to enter this match, but you know, Reese the Voice Williams, he loves a good fight. It's been a while since he's been in the ring. He doesn't get to defend until tomorrow night, so he's just antsy. He is anxious. But what about you, Glenola?
Well, yeah, part of Tons of Funk right there is enough for me to go with Reese Williams. But on his own, Reese has accomplished so much in the Archerverse. I can't vote against him in this case.
That'll Max 2860 says The Rock versus Reigns inside Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. Well, that was out of the blue.
Yeah, and welcome, That'll Max.
Yeah, welcome into episode number 401 here at the Archerverse. That'll Max. I don't know where that came from. That was right out of left field. We weren't actually discussing The Rock and Roman Reigns, but that would be interesting if that matchup were to take place, I guess. I don't think they would probably have it in Hell in a Cell, but sadly, I think eventually that matchup will happen. All right, here we go. Betting lines are already open. You have just over 3 minutes to make your bets. Is it going to be Reese the Voice Williams, the reigning defending champion? Is he going to be able to defeat one of the other 4 villains, AJ Styles, Karrion Kross, Austin Furious, or Drek? We're going to find out. Let's go.
And I will be right back.
Okay. All right, here we go, boss. 5 Alive in Hell. What do you think? And boss has disappeared.
Oh man, this gonna be a good one.
Oh, there you are.
Hey,
You must have been on mute.
Yeah, this is the next show that's gonna fall.
Curlini says episode 399. We just went backwards by 2 episodes, according to Curlini. Curly, you're just upset because you didn't show up for episode 400. That is spiteful. And also not our fault. Also not our fault, to be fair.
Is this elimination or just one fall?
It's a 5 Alive in Hell match.
Okay, okay.
And Carlini's tossing water balloons around. Crondo just found another word on Archer's list. That or utilized the same one. He tried a different variation of WWE. Yeah, there's been quite a few of those banned, Crondo, because people kept trolling with it, you see? So I got spiteful and banned them all. Karrion Kross ready to rock and roll inside the Hell in a Cell matchup here.
The following contest is a fatal 5-way Hell in a Cell match.
The time has come.
It is a 5 Alive in Hell match. It is not a regular fatal 5 Hell in a Cell matchup. Carlini says not true. Oh, it is true. It says right there, Carlini tosses a water balloon. Oh, you were present for 400? That's right, you were there briefly. That is correct, Carlini. You were present for episode 400. Glenola's apologies. And here comes Austin Furious from Team Anger Issues TTV. Earlier I said Punisher. I have no idea why I said that. His wrestler is Gabriel Graves. That's what happens when you're trying to read something in the chat and you're trying to say something entirely different. I just combined the two things. I was reading one of Punisher's messages and trying to introduce a wrestler. But anyways, the reigning defending WCW TNT champion, Austin Furious, making his way to the squared circle. Yes, you did claim Elijah for 60 days. And by the way, the first person to ever do that, I think. Specifically because he's not actually on the list for, you know, claimable superstars.
It isn't that he's not on the list, Archer. It's just nobody wants to claim Elijah Archer.
Well, actually, he's not on the list. That's actually that is actually fact.
No, it is. I know. I'm just saying. You know.
Ooh, look at that. You got Crondo. Crondo is singing the theme music for the Big Boss Man. You go, Crondo. Do your thing. Sing us a song. Be careful. Glenola will show you up. Karaoke King is the great Glenola. Don't you challenge him. Curdy says, what? Why not? You're cheating. I mean, I didn't say you couldn't claim him. I just said that he's not on the list for claimable superstars. By the way, has anybody come close to the numbers tonight? If not, this is the second night in a row. Nobody's even come close. The numbers I saw, no, me neither. The numbers I've seen were way above and beyond both numbers.
Yeah. So far, I came the closest again. So far.
Curdy says if he's not on the flapping list, then I can't claim him. Well, I mean, that is technically true. All right, so what were we talking about? Actually, nothing. I think Glenola completed your list, didn't you? What was that response? I dot. You. I mean, is there a conclusion to that sentence, or?
Actually, that is a perfectly valid sentence.
Just I.
I.
Okay.
AYE.
Ah, okay. Well, that's not how it sounded like.
Well, that's how you pronounce it, is I.
Yeah, but you said it more like a question. Because his wee-wee doesn't work. Oh, okay. Dedrick, more like dead wood, get it?
Ugh.
All right, so what's up next for discussion?
WCW World Champion, Reese the Voice
Well,
Williams.
Some would say the superstar thinks a little too much of themselves, but the tape doesn't lie. This is a serious contender for any title. They need to loosen up.
Apparently nothing from Boss. He's silent.
I can try to find another list real quick.
Reese the Voice Williams, reigning defending WCW World Champion. He's also an OG of the Archerverse. They have been around since the Archerverse 1.0. Have been tag team champions with tons of funk. He's been singles champion on multiple occasions. It's actually good to see gold around the waist of Reese the Voice Williams, in my opinion. Glenola, I don't know how you feel.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, boss, is Queen Apollo around?
Not at the moment.
Okay, never mind then. I'm gonna have you do a tree of knowledge, but if Queen Apollo's not around.
Tree of knowledge or rotten fruit?
But you have one, Archer, as well as a joke time.
As well as a joke time. All right, well, I'll do the joke time first, seeing how it came first. Give me a moment. All right, so, joke time. Glenola, why did the pony get sent to his room? Why did the pony get sent to his room?
I don't know.
Boss, you want to take a guess? Why did the pony get sent to his room?
He was ass.
Because he was bad. That's your answer?
No.
How creative. Thank you, boss. The answer to why was the pony sent to his room was because he would not stop horsing around. Tree of knowledge or rotten fruit. Okay, so there was this one time that I was I was actually at a martial arts competition where I was actually entered into 3 different competitions, one being weapons, one being kumite, the other was actually a kata competition. And in the one, and it's funny because I would have expected it in one but not the other, but there was somebody that entered the weapons competition, and I'm trying to remember if it was an AQ or if it was a bow, but either way, it was a good demonstration, very well done. But the guy was actually dressed up like Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai, which, being at a martial arts competition, and it was actually around Halloween, which is probably why. But he was the only one there dressed up as anything. Number one, number two. I mean, he had entered the weapons competition. I would have thought more somebody would have taken that and entered kumite with that, right? But did not. He actually didn't win, so neither here nor there. But yeah, it was just a weird thing. It was a good day. It was a lot of fun. And again, I was in 3 different competitions, so I was busy and had a great time myself, regardless. But yeah, I think the highlight of the day was watching this guy walk around dressed up as, and if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, and actually it was not Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai. He was actually dressed up as Johnny Lawrence from the original Karate Kid movie when they were at the Halloween dance, and of course the Cobra Kai ended up teaming up on Daniel LaRusso and beating him up, and Mr. Miyagi gets involved, yada yada yada. So when he's dressed up in the skeleton costume,
Wow!
Yeah, and again, if he had entered the Kumite competition, it would have been pretty freaking cool and funny. But he entered the weapons competition, and it was just weird. Just like, okay, but yeah. So that is my tree of knowledge or rotten fruit. So for anybody that doesn't know tree of knowledge or rotten fruit, I tell a story. You have to guess if it is absolute bullshit or true.
I'm going to go with true on it.
Crondo says, how dare you tell such lies?
I'm going with true.
You're going with true?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what everybody else says. We'll give them a moment or two to... Jesus Christ, Austin Furious has a stop sign. What the hell? There is a stop sign inside the cell. Austin Furious nailed Karrion Kross with it and then threw it at him. That is crazy. Bullshit at the moment you said Kumite. Well, that's interesting. I'm very curious to know why you might say that, but we'll discuss that once everybody's done guessing. I don't see anybody else guessing. That or they can't decide. But either way, Glenola said true, Boss Apollo said true, and it is true. And Crondo, Kumite is simply a form of fighting. It is not Kumite like based on the bullshit story of Frank Dukes. It is simply a form of fighting. In the tournament that I entered was actually bare knuckle. Bare hands, bare feet. We didn't have any headgear on. It was a lot of fun. Also in weapons and kata competition that day. But yeah, again, the highlight of the day was that idiot dressed up as Johnny Lawrence entering a weapons competition. That was kind of funny.
Oh. Yeah, I had a feeling that just,
The story with the problem was he was French. Oh, good God, that's funny. Wow! We just crashed.